Everyone, welcome to the US Grand Prix live watch along for the full race. Live watch along for the. Hope you're well. Hope you've had a good Sunday wherever you are, or an early Monday morning if you're in other areas of the world. But yeah, it's a nice one. So cheers, guys. Got my coffee. I'm full and ready. Lovely jubbly. Lovely jub. Oh, that's really hot, actually. Felt that going down the chest. But yeah, looking forward to an interesting race. Or at least I'm hoping for an interesting race. Fingers crossed, guys. Fingers crossed. Because there is a high possibility of Max running away with this once again. But hopefully, Sainz has looked strong here in all practice sessions, putting it on pole. It's a two-stop strategy here, possibly even a three-stop. So yes, hopefully that plays into their hands a little bit more, and they don't really have to deal with too much tyre degradation. But lights out, Marlin is in just under half an hour. 8 o'clock, Greenwich time. Oh yes, I will move the chat box for you guys. There we go. But yeah, looking forward to it. Who do we think is going to win today? Do we think it's going to be Sainz? Do we think it's going to be Max? Is there going to be a shock? One of the Mercedes winning today? I do think they're going to come into it. Do think they're going to have an impact on how this race plays out. Hopefully, well, once again, that's more of me having hope than anything. I'm hoping that they've got enough. They've got good race pace round here. And with the two-stop strategy, which it definitely is going to be, there's not going to be a one-stop here. So, yeah, as we always do, let's have a look at the Pirelli Twitter page. They did post up the optimum strategies for today, just so you guys know what to keep an eye out for. It's Pirelli Motorsport. Yeah, that's the one. Yes, so guys, let's bring this. Oh, don't minimize it, Scott. Let's bring this to your attention. Hi, Justin. Good to see you. Welcome, everyone. Sean, Babby, Marlin, Sam. Welcome. Bailey. Good to see you guys. And anyone else who is tuning in as well and is a regular. And a newbie as well. We always welcome newbies. So, guys, this is the optimum tyre strategy that we have for today's lap 14 to 19, starting on the medium tyres, then to a set of hards, and then to the mediums at the end. Then, very close to being just as quick is the mediums to the hards. Now, this all depends on tyre degradation. How high is the degradation going to be here today? No one has really used a hard tyre long enough this weekend. I think Pierre Gasly was the only one who's used really a set of hard tyres in practice. Everyone has pretty much two sets of brand new hard tyres. So they don't know how they're going to perform. They don't know how quickly they're going to degrade, how long they're going to last for. So I've got a feeling it's going to be strategy number 2 that the guys are going to use. I think the mediums are just going to fall off too quickly. All depends if we get safety cars or not. And then the last one is a free stopper. Yes, where we see the medium to hard to medium and then to softs. Everyone has pretty much, I don't think anyone has really got a brand new set of softs remaining. Let's just have a quick look. As we go up here, we can see what tyres everyone has left. So, yeah. The likes of Sainz is the only car out of the top 6 that there's a fresh set of softs. But as you can see, set of hards, all got a fresh set of hards. Sainz has only one set of brand new mediums, so he will definitely be doing that medium to 2 hard stops. The 2 stopper, sorry, with 2 sets of hards. So yeah, everyone's going to be going either for that first or second strategy. The softs are not really a race tyre here this weekend. So yeah, something to keep an eye out for, guys. Mercedes for the win. It would be good to see Mercedes. I mean, I just want a fight today. That's what I want. I'd love to see if Verstappen wins, fair play. But I want it to be a battle out there. I want it to be interesting. I don't want to see him run away by 15, 20 seconds again, like we've seen in previous races. I want it to be close. I want us to, everyone as a neutral, everyone as a fan of F1, I want us to have something to root for today and be excited about. So, Strat 1 puts you back on the mediums, meanwhile Strat 2 puts on another pair of hards. Yes. Very going to be dependent on the degradation, Sam. Very much so. As we said, the hards are a bit of an unknown. No one has really run hards all this weekend in regards to practice. They had the Pirelli tyre test in practice 2, which scuppered any kind of long runs that they had. We was doing the watch-alongs for practice 1 and practice 3. The longest anyone did a run on a set of tyres was 10 laps. And that was on the medium tyres, I think. I think Pierre Gasly may have done 10 laps on the hards. So that's like really the only reference point the teams have in regards to the hard tyre this weekend. So yeah, gonna be interesting strategy here. Degradation. Keep an eye out on TV to see if anyone's tyres are degrading quickly, if we see any graining, because that's going to be important. The Ferrari hasn't been great all year on their tyres. They've gone through their tyre life a lot quicker than the Red Bull, so that's something that might be a detriment today and come into effect. But with the harder tyre compounds, it might suit Ferrari better that the soft tyre isn't in play today. So yeah, we're in for a good race, I think. We're in for a good race. Hey Slimes, welcome man. If I had an F1 team, what would I name it? Oh, I haven't really thought about that. I don't know. I'll have to come back to you on that one. I have to come back to you. Hey Slimes, welcome man. Really want Hamilton to win because I want his streak. Yes, so he's won a race in every single season he's competed in F1. So that is a record that no other driver currently has in history, and there's a possibility with only 4 races remaining, which is included this one, so only 3 remaining after this. That's very much looking like he might lose that record. Yes, Marnie. So Ocon, we've had some news. Sonoda has taken a grid penalty. He is starting from the back of the grid for a new gearbox, and Ocon is starting from the pit lane because he's taken a power unit change. So Tommy, thank you for the sub, buddy, and Yuvraj, welcome, buddy. Yeah, welcome. Good to see any newbies. If you can hit that like button, much appreciated. If you can hit the subscribe button, I think we're nearly. It'd be great if we can hit 7,000 subs this stream. I think we're just over 30 away. So yeah, hopefully, we're getting there. We're getting close. You'd like someone new to win, like Nalo, Norris, George Russell, or Sainz to win again. Me too. I think, and this is nothing against Max. Kind of anyone but Max. As I said, I can handle him winning another race, to be honest. I fully expect him to win more races before the season's finished. I just want it to be close. I just want it to be a race, and that's why it was... Oh, a bit of foam on my fingers. That's why it's a bit of a... That's why it's such a shame that Leclerc has had to take a grid penalty, because he out-qualified Max. I mean, when was the last time we saw Max not qualify in the top 2? It's very, very rare, and Leclerc, hopefully as well, fingers crossed, Leclerc can make his way through the pack pretty quickly and get onto the back of those front 4, because we'll be in for a good race. But Stroll was a standout performance yesterday in P5. Lando Norris, a very, very lucky boy, only getting through to Q3 because of Zhou having his lap time deleted. So yes, very lucky boy there. Latifi not starting back of the grid for once. Oh, Zhou is starting 18th. Oh, okay, so Zhou has had to take a grid penalty as well. Has Zhou got an engine penalty? Must have taken an engine penalty, because he was P11. Max Verstappen wins, blah blah Grand Prix. Well, look, we had the era of obviously Hamilton winning so many times. Pete, thank you for the sub, buddy. We had Max Verstappen, we had Lewis Hamilton win so many years over and over. But I think the difference between that era compared to what we've seen this year is that Max hasn't had really any challenge. We had it at the start where he had a couple of races going wheel to wheel with Charles Leclerc, and then from then on it's been a little bit. There's not really been too much happening up front. Max's Ferrari have made their mistakes, had their reliability issues, and Max has just gone away into the distance with it. Whereas Lewis always had pretty much a fight. He was always fighting Nico Rosberg, then he had Sebastian Vettel. Never really had Bottas challenge him. But this year has really been, especially the second half of the year. Well, we got up to the summer break and we was like, well, it's already Max's title, isn't it, really? Unless they come back from the summer break and their engine blows up 2 races in a row. But we don't really see an opportunity for Ferrari to get back into it, and that's been proven the case. So, well, yes, exactly that. Yuvraj, it's Max has got the title wrapped up, so there's no need as a fan, really, as a fan of F1, to really want him to just fly off into the distance. We want to see a competitive race. So, right, let me just get my stream up. See if there's anything that is to be said. Oh, hang on. What am I doing here? What? Open settings. Why does it sound I can't? What? To create videos, allow... Oh, piss off. Sorry, guys. Just trying to get my stream up for F1. Have you heard about Merc are probably getting rid of the no iPods? I haven't heard anything, but I wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I think that concept has just dramatically failed. It hasn't worked. So, yeah, they're going to go back. It wouldn't surprise me if they go back to the iPods next year. Ferrari and Red Bull have clearly shown that is a good... Like, you don't need to not have iPods. Like, iPods are an essential part of the race car, and help with the aero, moving the air around the car in a sufficient way. So, hey Jam, how's it going, buddy? Welcome. Has it got good lumbar support? It could have better lumbar support. It's okay, but it could have better. It hasn't specifically got something for me to increase the lumbar support, but yeah. I think all Red Bull need to do to win the Constructors' Championship is that Perez or Max Verstappen. Yes, so they basically just need to get 19 more points. That's it. So a win would be sufficient for them to win the Constructors' Championship. So no need to prefer Perez over Verstappen. A combined 19 points from the team, which, to be honest, they're going to do. Max is going to finish easily in the top 5. So is probably Perez. He's going to get top 6. So yeah, they'll wrap it up today. It's a bit like the Drivers' Championship. We knew it was going to be inevitable. So, do you know what's nice to see, guys? They're singing the national anthem on TV right now. It's nice to see just a standard way of singing the American national anthem. None of this trying to be out of the box, singing outside the box, and putting your own version. It's good to see that someone's just singing it how it's supposed to be sung. Why is that doing that, man? Where am I supposed to go? Permissions. Hang on. Yeah, I've said it. Who cares? Right. So can Perez crash and Verstappen win and they win it? Yes, basically. That is basically that. So. If Ferrari had better strategies, Winterbox Max would have had a challenge this season. I kind of wanted a competitive season between Max and Leclerc. Yes, I think everyone did, to be honest. We spoke about this in the last couple of days, that really, Leclerc, I think, has made the mistakes he has because he's had to try and compensate. He's overdriven the car to try and compensate for the mistakes that the Ferrari strategy team and the pit crew have made. So he's driving that extra more. He's driving that extra harder than he should be to compensate for it. Like, he doesn't have confidence in his own engineers and his own team, and that's why he's made those mistakes out on track. Whereas Max, on the contrary, has got complete faith in his team and he's able to just drive at his however he wants, basically, and be confident that they're going to make the right decision. They're going to make good pit stops, and yeah, he can do his job out on track. What is up with Lewis's car? I don't know. Is there any issue with Lewis's car? Not that I've seen. You're in the pub drinking Stella, watching your live. Oh, good man. Was you out watching the football, Stickman? Bit of hope, Marlin. Yeah, well, I think one day Charles will win a world championship. I think one day. He's an emotional driver, and that makes a difference. Yeah, you do hear that in his responses, don't you? You hear it in regards to how he comes onto the radio. But I think he needs to get over the fact that he's driving for Ferrari now, and that it's like he's driving for the team. This year, in particular, the team have let him down and Carlos Sainz down, and he's put in the performances that have been necessary for him to fight for a world championship. Him and Carlos Sainz need to basically be the hard asses now, be the big I ams, and go, you guys need to sort your shit out and do the job that is required of you, because we are doing what we need to do out on track. We can't go out there trying to overcompensate for your mistakes. That's not how this works. That's not how we're going to win a world championship. So, oh, hang on, there we go. Ted's talking about Lewis's car. Oh, wow. They've changed the whole brake material on Lewis's car. Oh, wow. So they're changing the brake pads, the brake duct. They're changing everything to do with the brakes on on the front end of Lewis's car, because he didn't like it was pulling on the outlaps. Wow. Wow. Hey, Spartan, welcome, man. Ferrari had an opportunity to win Formula 1 this year and be at the top of stands and have thrown it away. Reliability, big mistakes. Exactly. And they did the same with Vettel as well. They did the same with Vettel. And I think that's why we saw that's why we saw Vettel get emotional and make kind of the mistakes he did. Like that silly error he did in Baku, like with Lewis and stuff. And I think that's just because of he's having to do everything out on track. He's having to try and make his own strategy calls out on track as well. And this hasn't been going on just this year. This has been going on for the last 5 years in regards to Ferrari. And they need to change something in regards to personnel. So, hey, Skittles, welcome, man. If Leclerc Perez had grid penalties, it would have been better started. Yeah, it would have been great to see Leclerc at the front today. 2 Ferraris on the front row. Perfect. Sorted it. Anyone got a website? Not to watch F1. No, it's Sky F1 only is what I use. I've got that on my phone here. Of course, as others have said in the chat already, we can't stream that live due to copyright. So this is the next best thing. F1 Live, driver tracker, driver data. And you know what? To be honest, I have started watching F1 races through this data here in front of me more than I do Sky F1. Because you just see the race evolve here. See the strategies unfolding, see the gaps, and yeah, I actually prefer it. You're a cat. Lock the cat out. Yeah, she's still feeling a little bit poorly, bless her. She's got a bit of a dodgy tummy, so she's perched up there at the moment, out of the way. She won't be jumping down here. But yeah, she won't be getting in the way. But 8 minutes until the race starts, guys. 8 minutes. Spread the word. Get your friends in here. Should be on for a good one. Welcome, Adam. Party. Oh, that's my Twitter. Just looking to see if anything else has been said on TV. Sorry, on Twitter. What else we got? Anything happening? No, not really much saying at the moment. What was that? Right, yeah, not long. Where do I think Max goes if he leaves Red Bull in the future? I don't ever see him leaving Red Bull. I don't. Unless Red Bull somehow ended up falling further down the pack, I just don't see him ever leaving. I think what might happen with Max is that if a scenario like that happens, I think he may go down, he may have an Alonso type career, where Alonso was like the next fastest person on. He was the fastest person on the grid, wasn't he, when he won his 2 world championships? I know Lewis Hamilton joined in 2007, but he was the big I am. Max is like that now. He's not going to leave Red Bull compared to how Alonso left to McLaren. But if that happened further down the line, I don't know. I don't know if there'd be a position available for him in another team. Audi aren't making their own team. There'll be a power unit supplier. Yes, which I still find a bit bizarre for Audi. I mean, they're obviously... Have they announced they're going back into the WEC? I don't know if they have yet. I'm not sure if they're going back into the World Endurance Championship. But that's a possibility of them going back there. So maybe they haven't got enough resources to run an actual Formula 1 team. But that's similar to like Porsche. I would like to have seen Porsche come in as an actual team rather than just an engine supplier with Red Bull. But I understand that coming into Red Bull 50-50 was probably a cheaper alternative. They've re-entered the World Endurance Championship, so they might not have the same amount of resources to set up their own F1 team, but hopefully we'll see a team like that in the future in F1. See you later, Uvreg. Welcome back. Welcome to the stream, though, buddy. Has Haas a future in F1? It seems like it, Tommy. Seems like they do. Seems like they've just taken on that big money sponsor, haven't they? MoneyGram. So they're going to be able to operate at the peak of the cost cap next year. And yeah, we could see them fighting more in the midfield. They've actually had a decent car this year. Magnussen, we said it on stream yesterday, Magnussen has been his own downfall for that team this year. He's gone in a little bit too hard on the first couple of laps, caused himself to pick up damage. He's got into Q3 a few times. They should have a lot more points than they've actually got. And that's mainly due to Magnussen getting into scraps, unnecessary scraps, in the first couple of laps of races. Singapore, he should have picked up points, but he got into that scrap with Verstappen, albeit wasn't really his fault. Max did move over and pinch him a bit too much. But you have to ask yourself, you've put yourself in those situations in the first place. And yeah, they should be further up the grid. Lando Norris is here, guys, all the way from the grids of the Circuit of the Americas. We need more constructor teams. I agree. I think there's room on the grid for at least 3 more teams. So here we go. We've got the tyre strategies out, guys. Everyone on the medium tyres except Magnussen, Alonso, Mick Schumacher and Ocon starting from the pit. So it's the Haas's and the Alpines starting on the hards. Everyone starting on the mediums. To be expected, really. To be expected. Remember, kind of looking to see people pit around lap 14, 17 on these tyres. If people come in earlier than that, then we know that the degradation on these tyres is a lot higher than Pirelli have expected it to be. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Welcome, Timo. Welcome, everyone who's just jumping in. We are not far away from this race. Not far whatsoever. Sorry, guys. Just trying to reload chat so that the names come up in a different name. Lando's got potential for, well, to be fair, I think Lando's got a hard task ahead of him today. That McLaren hasn't really been with the pace all weekend. So it's going to be important for him to get ahead of Stroll. Speaking from experience in regards to sim racing around here, that's all I've really got to take from this in regards to driving experience, is that it's very easy. There's a couple of areas around this track where it's very difficult to pass, almost like nigh on impossible to pass. Through Sector 1, this sector here as well, and you can get held up very quickly. So you can get held up a lot, and the cars in front can just get away from you. And I expect to see the field spread quite quickly. I think the front guys will go ahead. So you have to be very strategic in regards to how you overtake here. Of course, the 2 main overtaking opportunities are down the main straight and down the start-finish straight and down the back straight. But these cars can follow a lot closer than previous years. So hopefully we'll see some overtakes in some corners that we don't necessarily expect. You want to ask this one select what to post from their sim? I'll ask this: how does one select what to post from their sim racing sessions? In what regards, Timo? In what regards? You just post on YouTube or TikTok. You just post whatever you think is eventful. That's what I do. Crashes, good overtakes. But yeah, we're not far, guys. Not long at all until they go on their lap. What is the time? Should be going away right now. It is 8 o'clock UK time. Yes, there they go on the formation lap. Verstappen's slow off the line, guys. Is that a driver tracker? Just playing up with me? Or did he have an issue getting off the line there? Yeah, it's just a driver tracker. Just a driver tracker having a bit of lag. Wind from the east again. Turn 19 will be interesting. What was the wind speed on quali? Quali was about 5 kilometers. It was. So, yeah, let's have a look. See when that comes back around. 4 kilometers. So, yeah, it's similar to yesterday. So, yeah, turn 19, we can see a lot of... I think we're going to see track limits. Well, we know track limits have been enforced heavily here this weekend. We could see a few black and white flag warnings, I reckon, today. Maybe some penalties due to track limits. Turn 19, as we know, is a bit of a bitch in regards to understeer anyway, even in normal conditions. So Temperatures 34° track temperature, 29 air temperature. So around what it was for qualifying. Hey, Manic, welcome. Yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome to everyone who has liked the stream. Like the stream if you can. Hit the subscribe button. We're nearly at 7,000 subs. I haven't got a live sub count at the moment. I'll check it after the race. But yeah, it'd be brilliant if we could hit that milestone today. And yeah, thank you to everyone who keeps tuning back into these live watch-alongs. I've really enjoyed doing them with you guys. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy them too. Thanks, Nathan. Thanks, buddy. So yeah, guys, quickly, before the stream starts, I'm not going to put a poll up. Put in chat, who do you think is going to win today? Is it going to be Sainz from pole position? Do we think Max is going to win another race? Is it going to be one of the Mercedes? Is it going to be, are we going to get an outsider? Like Norris, Bottas, I don't expect it to be. Or are we going to get Charles Leclerc win from P12? Keep an eye out for Charles today. He is very quick this weekend. 6.97k subs. Oh, that's brilliant, guys. But here we go. Here we go. Lining up. Not long here. Is there going to be incidents into turn one? I expect it. I expect there to be contact into turn one. So we'll see if there's any penalties. Ocon may be quite handy here down in P20, avoiding all the T1 incidents. But Alonso and the guys on the hard tyres here today, guys, are going to be the benchmark for everyone else on the medium tyres to see how long they can last, how it is handling in regards to time. As we said, no one's done really any running on the hard tyre this weekend. So here we go, guys. Tsunoda lining up at the back. Here we go. And it is lights out. And away we go. Sainz seems to have had a good start. Verstappen looks like he's alongside Sainz. There is into T1 ahead of Sainz. Oh no, not what Sainz needed. Ocon coming out of pits, and there's a yellow flag already. Sainz has spun. Sainz has spun. Oh no! Verstappen, Hamilton into second, Stroll into third, Russell, Vettel into fifth, Norris sixth. Leclerc has actually lost a position into P13, but that is horrendous for Sainz. He spun it. Oh no! But Hamilton is on at the back of Verstappen. To be honest, that's not what we needed if we wanted a good race here today. Sainz now at the back of the grid. But everyone seems to be okay as they go down the main straight. Stroll is in third position on the back of Hamilton, by the way. And they're just about to go lights out on TV. I'm interested to see what actually happened with Sainz. Did he lose it under acceleration or did he get a hit? But seems to be everyone's holding station down into T12. Here we go. Into turn one. And oh no! Sainz gets hit from behind. Looks like he's tagged from George Russell. That's what it looked like. But Tsunoda's ahead of Latifi. Tsunoda's made a bit of a headway there in the first half a lap. But as they go, Verstappen's starting to draw out a bit of a gap between Hamilton now. Stroll not doing too bad. Keeping Russell at bay. Vettel, they're starting to form a little gap between Norris. The Aston Martins here could be on for a real good haul of points. But yeah, it definitely seems like Sainz got tagged. Yeah, Russell spun him. That's what I think. I wonder if Russell's got front wing damage. He hasn't come into pit. So we'll see what happens. But so at the end of the first lap, we have Verstappen first, Hamilton second, Stroll third, Russell fourth, Vettel fifth, two Aston Martins in the top five, Norris sixth, Perez 7th, Gasly 8th, Albon up into 9th position, Leclerc P10. He's made up 3 positions after going down to 13th. And then we have Bottas, Alonso, Ricciardo up 2 places, Tsunoda, Latifi, Mick Schumacher, Zhou, Magnussen and Ocon. And Sainz has had to come into the pits. Sainz is in the pits. Is he out of the race? Has he got too much damage? Oh, keep an eye out if Sainz is going to be coming out of the pits. I'm not sure if he's coming out. There's clearly... Oh, dear. But Hamilton is 1.7 seconds behind Verstappen now, pulling away a gap from Stroll. This could be a Verstappen-Hamilton race, but we're on board with George Russell on the TV coverage. Let's see if he ended up, what actually happens. Oh, wow. Yeah, Sainz came across George. There's not really anything George could do there. Yeah, but he's taking the race in line, Martin. But the thing is, you have to be wary of other cars coming in from a tight angle there. So it's a racing incident. It's a racing incident. Oh, no, Sainz is out of the race. No. Sainz is out of the race, guys. Oh, my God. Oh, that's such a shame. Such a shame. But, well, we've still got a full race ahead of us. But not what we needed, really. I wanted Sainz in this race so that he could at least take it to Verstappen, because already Verstappen has pulled out nearly a 2-second gap on Hamilton. Potential here for another Verstappen dominance win, pulling away, I assume, away from Hamilton. But we'll see. We'll see. Stranger things have happened, guys. Stranger things have happened. So, but yeah, Stroll still holding up in 3rd position. Leclerc up into 9th now. And yeah, not really too much happening in those first couple of laps. So Alonso, let's keep an eye on the times in regards to the hard tyres. Alonso is currently he did a 1:45.2 last lap. Ocon did a 1:45.3. The guys on the medium tyres are, well, 2 seconds quicker at the moment. So, but let's keep an eye on that time between Verstappen and Hamilton. Hopefully Hamilton can give us a race here, but you can see the gap increase down that main straight with just the top end speed that Verstappen has over Hamilton in that Red Bull. But yeah, Stroll still fighting Russell hard. Russell is on the back of him now, and Vettel is under attack from Perez. Norris starting to form a little train behind him with Gasly and Leclerc. Hopefully Leclerc can make his way through pretty quickly onto the back of that pack and get involved in this race. So, well, really, I mean, Martin Brundle was saying Carlos Sainz was on the racing line and was entitled to come back in that way, but I feel like George was at the apex. He went through. Carlos Sainz maybe could have. It's just the nature of the corner. Sainz could have given maybe a little bit more room rather than cut straight back in. It's a different, because of the nature of the corner, it's quite difficult, but it's a racing incident and really unfortunate for Sainz. I mean, such a shame. I mean, but ultimately he's only got himself to blame. He didn't get off the line quick enough and gave the position up to Verstappen. But you can see here now, Verstappen and Hamilton are forming a gap to Stroll behind. Russell needs to get past Stroll. This is really essential for him. Stroll in 3rd, I know, he's doing really well. So this is essential now. So Russell is 6 tenths into turn 11 behind Stroll. Should have DRS open now. Has that Mercedes got the legs on the Aston Martin? I don't think it does. Oh, here he goes. No, he doesn't. He gets up to 2 tenths behind. Hasn't really got the top end speed to make up half a second down that back straight. Hey, Cat. Welcome, mate. Welcome, buddy. Stroll currently in a podium position, guys. Yeah. What happened with Perez at the start? Perez took a grid penalty and started from 9th position. So did Leclerc. He started in P12. But just watching the start back on Sky TV says, yes, Sainz bogged down. Sainz didn't have a good start whatsoever. And then, no, that was Sainz's fault. It was Sainz's fault. So he got a better drive through the corner than Max. Hang on, is Martin Brundle saying that's a clear penalty from George? I disagree. I disagree. I feel like, yeah, it's because right at the end, Sainz moves his car left. I need to see it again. I don't think that's a clear-cut penalty. But we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, let's get back to the race at hand. So Verstappen is 2.3 seconds ahead of Hamilton now. They're going to have to try and outdo Verstappen on some form of strategy if they can. I just don't see it happening, guys. Just don't see it happening. Lando Norris, from his angle now, he's right behind George Russell at the start. So what happened to Sainz? So everyone who is asking what happened to Sainz. So he got beaten off the start by... Oh, Russell's passed Stroll. Russell is past Stroll, guys. And Perez is also past Vettel. So Leclerc is past Gasly. So Leclerc is also making headway here. Expect him to get past Norris pretty quickly. Yes, Martin Brundle, now you agree with me. He cut back in a little bit. So there we go. So basically, Sainz up into T1. Verstappen was ahead of him into T1. George Russell was up the inside. And Sainz kind of had to lift out of the throttle from Max. Moved slightly over to the left. And George, because he was coming in from a much tighter and shallower angle, caught his back wheel on wheel. And it seems like it's done suspension damage to Sainz's rear wheel. And he's out of the race. So yeah, really unfortunate there for Sainz. Kind of done due to his own mistake of not getting off the line quick enough. But yeah, just a standard T1 incident at COTA, really. But yeah, so at the moment, it seems that Verstappen is slowly pulling away. He's really losing time, Verstappen. Well, Lewis is really losing time down this back straight. So if we look... 2.4 seconds as they go into T11, and then watch it increase by about 2 tenths. I think it's about 2 tenths every lap Max is gaining on the Mercedes down this main straight. It was 2.4, it's 2.56. Max saying it's very tricky and very gusty, and there we go, 2.6 seconds now ahead of Hamilton. So he's gaining 2 tenths down that back straight alone from Hamilton in the Mercedes. So, but Russell with Perez on the back of him now. Perez has cleared Stroll, and Leclerc is also past Norris. So Leclerc making headway pretty quickly. Should see him dispatch Stroll and Vettel quite quickly as well, and then he'll be on the back of Perez. So, but who have we got at the back? Why did Latifi pit? Oh. Did he lose that on his own, Latifi? I think Latifi just spun it on his own. Someone's got a 5-second penalty for that, I think. Oh. Oh, wow. Perez has lost his front wing end plate. But as we know, front wing end plates don't really do too much in regards to performance damage for this car. Pripyat, 5-second penalty. Did George Russell get a 5-second penalty for that? Is that who he got? Is that apart from Fernando Mir? The only fact Russell got a 5-second penalty is so lucky. Well, only got a 5-second penalty. I don't think he even deserved the penalty. If I'm honest, I don't think he deserved the penalty. I think it was just a racing incident, and I think they're ignoring the fact that Sainz came out of the throttle and slightly jinked to the left right before Russell made contact with him. It's the nature of that corner. So, but yeah, it's a shame because Sainz really could have taken it to Verstappen today. But you can see Verstappen just putting away the gap from Hamilton. I think already this could be the race unless something dramatic happens later on. But yeah, Leclerc up into P7. He's not quite on the back of Vettel yet. Probably will be in a couple of laps. Perez closing up on Russell. I mean, Jesus, look how quickly Perez is closing down Russell. Wow. But at the moment, Alonso on the hard tyres, going quite well here. Down into the 44s now, lapping the same lap times pretty much as the guys on the medium. So the hard tyre, performance-wise, has some pace in it. It has some pace in it. It's not really that much slower than the mediums and lasts a lot longer. So in practice sessions, guys, as we said, no one was really able to do any long runs. The longest runs we saw was 10 laps. We're slowly approaching that, so it'd be interesting to see if anyone comes off the medium tyres around that time. Daniel was behind Russell. What, Daniel Ricciardo? Daniel Ricciardo, that is 15th. Perez all over the back of Russell now in the DRS zone. Is he going to get him? Didn't seem to get a good drive out of that corner, but we know how quickly that Red Bull is in a straight line. DRS open. Is he going to have enough? I don't think he is just now. No, but he made up 5 attempts there, or 6 attempts there with DRS open. That's how quick that Red Bull is. So, hey Arthur, welcome buddy, or Arthur. Good to see you, man. Oh dear, race. Bots. So, Lance Stroll forming a bit of a gap between to Vettel. Vettel is being chased by Leclerc. Leclerc's a second quicker than Vettel at the moment. So, yeah, fully expect him to be on the back of him here, probably into T11 and have an opportunity down the back straight. But Verstappen increasing that lead, guys. A 42.8 last time around compared to Hamilton's 43.2. Verstappen is currently the fastest man on track by far and just increasing that lead on the Mercedes. Yep, very ominous once again, it seems, doesn't it? So, Daniel was behind Alonso. What happened? I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. I generally don't know. But Albon, all aboard the Albon train, guys. Holding up Tsunoda, Zhou, Ricciardo, Mick Schumacher, and Ocon. Ocon's got his work cut out for him. But as I said, the nature of this track, you can see how it is spreading out quite quickly. If you get held up on this track, you can lose a lot of time to the guys in front. So I wonder what Mercedes are going to do here. They clearly haven't got the pace on this medium tyre. Are they going to go early onto the hard tyre, try and do an undercut on him at least, and try and make Max overtake him on track, which I fully expect him to do, but at least it's done out on track rather than in the pits. But at the moment, don't really see an opportunity for them to come into the pits. I think it's, 18.5 seconds, 19 seconds lost in the pit lane. So at the moment, if they was to pit, they would come out right in that fight of pretty much the Albon train. Or just in front of it, Norris and Bottas, roughly. So, do I think Williams will be able to get Logan Sargent? Well, it's all down to him. He needs to get the super license points, doesn't he? He hasn't got enough just at the moment. He's going to pick up a couple of extra super license points from the practice sessions he'll run for the remainder of the year. But he also needs to finish the last race of the season to secure top 6 in the championship. If his engine blows up, then he's not getting a super license and he will be out of that seat for next year. So it'll be interesting. Oh, so we've got some pit stops, guys. 9 laps. So we've even shorter than I thought. Pirelli suspected 14 laps would be the pit zone window. 14 to 17 laps would be the pit zone window for the first pit stop. And Albon and Zhou have come in early. I don't think that's due to contact because Albon was out front on himself. Yet there he is on the hards. So that is interesting. The mediums degrading quicker than we thought they was going to be. Hamilton is... Yep, so Lewis, as we say that, guys, Lewis has just come onto the radio and said he is seeing some tearing on the front of the tyres. And he's just done a 42.6, only 2 tenths slower than Max last time around. So, ooh, that's a good lap time. But the medium's not lasting as long as originally thought. Interesting. So keep an eye out on that, guys. Go Tiffy for the win. Well, he's in his usual position, guys. Lewis, it's hammer time. Yep, he is going for it. But he's still losing time. 42.7 last time around. They are by far the 2 quickest men on track. But at the moment, he's still 3 tenths a lap slower. 2 tenths a lap slower than Verstappen. Perez seems to be stuck behind Russell, can't get past him, now outside the DRS zone, and then Leclerc is now approaching the back of Vettel. Thought he'd be there a few laps ago, but Bottas now into the pits. 10 laps on those medium tyres. Tsunoda as well. Ocon on those hard tyres. This could be quite... Well, and again, Ocon and Alonso, well, I think they could make a good call here. I'm struggling a lot with the winds. So, yeah, once the grip goes, the wind's quite severe, it seems, that they're struggling. Has the wind picked up at all? Let's have a look, see when it comes around. Is it still 4 kilometers an hour? Maybe Sainz will get past that one. Yeah, he's been very unlucky this year, to be fair, with some incidents. He's been taken out. Well, I would say more of this time around, it was a racing incident, and he's a bit more at fault than what people are giving him for. I think he darted a little bit left, where he had to get out of the throttle. That caused Russell to kind of roll into him. But yeah. But so, everyone now pretty much onto the hard tyres. Alonso, Ocon, Mick and Magnussen. Yeah, as we said, they're on the alternative strategy here, probably going hard mediums. They're going to be on the faster tyre at the end, guys, on lower fuel. That could prove very, very advantageous for those cars, especially compared to the others. Understand why everyone else was on medium tyres. They want to. But Hamilton had a wobble there, guys. 7 tenths slower than Max last time around. Did he go wide from somewhere? Must have done. He was 7 tenths slower that last lap. That is quite severe. I bet he had a big snap somewhere and had to lift out of it. So 4.5 seconds now, pretty much, between Verstappen and Hamilton. It's getting wider and wider, that gap. East 6 kilometers now, is it? Yes, it's picked up a bit. 2 extra kilometers an hour makes a big difference in these cars, especially when they're so sensitive. USA equals Aston Martin track. It does seem like it, doesn't it? Does seem like it. And Leclerc's on the back of Vettel now. Is he? Oh, he's half a second. He's half a second behind Vettel. Fully expect him to get him with DRS down into turn 12 here. Keep an eye out on Leclerc at the top of your screen. Aston Martin seems to have the legs, though. Look at it. Surely Leclerc's going to get him alongside 0.002 seconds he was there, and now he's ahead of him into turn 12. So Leclerc into P6, and yes, I assume into P5 in a short amount of time. Yeah, Gasly out on hards. Zhou's made a pit stop. Danny Rick has made a pit stop now. Hamilton is in the pits, guys. 12 laps. Malix, thank you for the subscription. Sorry, for the follow on... Hang on, did you subscribe on Twitch as well? Oh, you subscribe with Prime on Twitch, because we are multi-streaming on Twitch. So thank you, guys. The chat, I forgot I was streaming on Twitch. If you want to come and chat, it is only on YouTube, but appreciate you guys. Anyway, thank you, Malix. Much appreciated. So yeah, Hamilton out on the hards. He has come out in front of Norris. So a good pit stop there for the Mercedes. I fully expect to see Verstappen react here. It's hammer time as Bono comes on. We haven't heard that for a while, have we? Haven't heard that for a while. But Verstappen now into the 43s. So starting to see those lap times drop quite a bit. Let's see what happens. I fully expect everyone to kind of make their pit stops now. They're all, if you look at the guys on the medium tyres, they're starting to be in the 40. Vettel just did a high 44. Leclerc, of course, is worlds apart from the Aston Martin. Stroll of 43.9. So they're starting at Russell of 43.7. I'm really surprised. Maybe Perez's front wing end plate damage is, or lack of a front wing end plate, is causing him a lot more issues than it was in clean air. Russell could delay Perez on Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, I think that's probably the plan for him at the moment. Verstappen in the pits. So Verstappen is reacting to Hamilton's pit stop. Let's see what happens. Red Bull, we know, are very good with their pit stops. Russell in the pits as well. Perez is staying out. So I fully expect him to come out in front of Hamilton. Where is he? There he is. He's coming out just in front of Stroll, is he? Must be coming out just in front of Stroll. And he has. And he's increased his lead to 6.2 seconds. Wow. Wow. Red Bull with another mega stop? Or has Hamilton just not been able to switch on those hard tyres? Is Verstappen going to have the same issue? Don't expect him to. The Red Bull is much better with switching on their tyres. But wow, wow, wow. And Verstappen, look, already just pulling away there. So let's keep an eye on their lap times. Who is going to be better on the hard tyre? The Mercedes. Oh my God, that's such a quick lap tyre. Quick pit stop. Was that 2.6 seconds? 2.6 seconds. Wow. But Russell, yeah, with his 5-second penalty. Leclerc now ahead of Stroll. So will we see Leclerc come in and pit? We'll see. We'll see. Stroll's just crashing to Max. He's not going to be anywhere near Max. So let's have a look at the grid at the moment. So Perez in first position is probably coming in to make a pit stop now. Yep, coming in to make his pit stop. So Verstappen will take first position. Then we have Leclerc, Stroll, Vettel, Hamilton, Norris, Alonso, Russell, Mick, Ocon, Magnussen, Gasly, Bottas, Albon, Tsunoda, Zhou, Ricciardo, and Latifi. Ricciardo, man, all the way down the back of the grid. Not a good weekend for him. But Leclerc staying out, so are the Aston Martins, going a lot longer than everyone else. Norris is also in the pits. So Leclerc, Stroll and Vettel are in that pit range zone now that Pirelli had recommended of 14 to 17 laps. So, yeah, let's see how this plays out for him. Going to be a boring race, Scott. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But Hamilton's now on the back of Vettel, which isn't ideal for him because it seems like he's now got his tyres up to temperature. He's taken a second out of Max while Max is trying to warm up those hard tyres. But not really going to be able to capitalise on coming in early on, or a lap earlier on those hard tyres. So Reed, what happened to Sainz? He got into George Russell basically hit him into turn 1, and yeah, he got rear suspension damage and was out of the race. They had to retire the car. So Russell on the back of Alonso now, who is on old hard tyres. Fully expect Russell to get past that Alpine. This is a much quicker car this weekend. But let's keep an eye out on Leclerc, Stroll and Vettel. Are they going to come into the pits? And I'm intrigued to see what the lap time is that Verstappen does here. Hamilton did a 42.6 last time around, and Verstappen straight into a low 42.4. Leclerc with a 42.6, so not too bad still on those medium tyres. And Vettel is being overtaken by Hamilton into T1. I'm waiting for it. Yes, he is. So Stroll's into the pits and Hamilton has just got ahead of Vettel, which was important for him. He can't really sit behind him for another lap, especially losing time through the S's where it's very difficult to overtake. No worries, Rid. Why did Hamilton drop back? He's still in net second position. Leclerc is still yet to pit. Verstappen and Hamilton have made their pit stops. The Verstappen is just quicker. It's just quicker. It's about a couple of temps lap. He's about 2 to 3 temps a lap quicker, and he's making pretty much all that time up down the main straight. It's just a quicker car down with top speed. So the Mercedes seems to be very good for the low downforce or the high downforce corners. particularly Sector 1 and where they're going through now. But when it comes to the main straight, start, finish straight, and that back straight, just losing too much time. Daniel Ricciardo is down in 18th position, guys. Not good. Not good for him whatsoever. But yeah, Hamilton, 6.3 seconds behind Verstappen. Verstappen's got clean air. No one really to stop him. Leclerc is still going on, by the way, guys. 42.5. Max now into the 41s. Lewis, a 42.0. Not bad from Lewis there. Only a tenth slower than Verstappen. That proves good. That's good. So the race isn't over. It all depends on tyre degradation. Is the Mercedes going to be able to look after their tyres better than Verstappen? We'll see. This and last season is proof Max over Ham. No, Spud, I have to disagree with you there. Max definitely has a significant car advantage this time around to Mercedes, and that's quite evident down the main straights as we saw, and has done all year. Last year showed that when in equal machinery, they're very, very good, and that's why they went into the last race level on points. So, but yeah, I'm just trying to see further down the grid at the moment. So Ocon, Mick, and Magnussen are doing 44s at the moment on those hard tyres. So they seem to be going quite well. Vettel is still yet to pit as well, guys. Vettel's going long. This is interesting by Vettel. Stroll has lost a position. Oh, okay. So I just see Stroll's out on the mediums. So they're going medium, medium, hard. Wow. I didn't see that strategy coming, guys. Where are we next week, Stickman? Mexico. We're in Mexico next week. Viva la Mexico. Daniel couldn't be any slower at Haas. Yeah, the car's just not like him. He just doesn't like that car, does he? But last time around, Lewis 42.5, Verstappen a 42.4. Only a couple of temps between them at the moment, so they're running similar lap times. Yellow flag, guys. Where's this yellow flag? In sector 19. Bottas has stopped. Bottas has gone off, guys. We have a yellow flag. Is this a safety car? Has he stopped out on track, or has he just lost it? Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Here we go. Is he moving? He's moving again. Is he able to crawl back into the pit lane? He's so close to the pit lane. Have we got a safety car coming out here, or a virtual safety car? Where is that car? I'm waiting for the TV coverage to catch up. There is a safety car. Ooh! That is very rare around this track, guys. We are very, very lucky to have this safety car right now, because very, very rarely do you get safety cars at COTA because of the runoff areas. He must have had to pull the side on track. This is going to be good for us neutrals, guys. This is going to be good. So, yellow flag. I'm trying to see where Bottas has stopped. It is ideal for Vettel. Yes, he can come in and pit and take that pit stop. Well, is it ideal for Vettel? Yeah, will be for Vettel, won't it? Because he'll be able to get that extra. Trying to see where Bottas is. They're still not showing where Bottas. Oh, he's in the gravel. He's spun and he's in the gravel. He's beached himself. So Leclerc has pitted. So has Vettel. Hamilton is up behind him. Is Vettel going to be out on the mediums? What is Leclerc going to do? Are they going to put Leclerc onto the hards, or is he going to be on the mediums? Yeah, Bottas just losing it with that tailwind in turn 19. Leclerc is all just behind Perez. And this has helped Vettel and Leclerc very much so, guys. Very much so. But yeah, this should liven things up big time. Oh, this is what we needed. This is what we needed, guys. This is what we needed. So I don't think it's going to take him too long to remove that car. Or hopefully it doesn't anyway, and we can get underway pretty quickly. But Ferrari getting lucky for once with a pit stop, and finally Hamilton's had the benefit of a safety car benefiting him. It's not often we hear that. Will Vettel be faster than George? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, the problem is, for what he could have an issue with though, George, is tyre warm up. We know the hards have been very difficult to warm up generally. They take a couple of laps. The tyres are now going to get very cool, and Vettel is going to be on medium tyres, which are a lot grippier. He can warm them up quicker as well. And yeah, Russell needs to be careful that Vettel doesn't attack him, because he could be very vulnerable from Vettel and Stroll going into T1. Leclerc and Perez should be absolutely fine. We know that the Red Bulls and the Ferraris have been very quick to switch on their tyres. Hamilton kind of needs to be careful here, guys, because the Mercedes isn't that great at warming up their tyres. So it's essential for Hamilton to do as much weaving as he can, get heat in those tyres. And yeah, mainly not so much to attack Max, but to keep Perez behind. So anyone who's just tuning in, whether you're on Twitch, welcome. Whether you're on YouTube and just tuning in now, Sainz had a very poor start. He bogged down a little bit. Max jumped him into T1. They went round the first corner, a bit wide of the first corner as well. Didn't really hit the apex. And Sainz actually got a slightly better exit than Max. Had to lift out the throttle, moved slightly left, and that was enough for Russell, as he came in tight through T1 on the apex, to hit the back of Sainz's rear wheel and spin Sainz, and he got rear suspension damage, which meant that he had to retire from the race. Russell got a 5-second penalty. A bit harsh, if you ask me, because I think I agree. I totally agree from Russell's comments there. He cut back on him. So I agree there. That's a harsh 5-second penalty for Russell. Very, very harsh. I don't think there's too much. Russell couldn't do anything there. It's just a racing incident. Really unfortunate for Sainz. But it's Sainz's issue, because it's kind of Sainz's own fault, because he got a poor start. If he was into the first corner first, that would never have happened. So a couple of subs recently. Thank you guys who just subbed. We had Pavitra, thank you. Apocalypse Bailey on Twitch as well. Long guy, thank you. Thank you guys, much appreciated. Welcome from the Caribbean islands. Welcome, Joe. Latifi holding up the safety car for Lewis to win. Probably need another safety car. Yeah. So no news on the safety car coming in just yet. Probably 3 laps for Latifi to catch the back end. Yeah, I think probably 1 more lap. I don't know if they've removed Bottas's car yet. It's definitely not coming in yet, because they're not backing up the car. They're not backing up the pack. So probably 1 more lap. I'm just quickly grab my water bottle, guys. 2 seconds. I'm back. So yeah, probably 1 more lap for the safety car. I'm still trying to see on TV if they've removed Bottas's car. It doesn't look like it. Maybe Mick in the points today. Possibly. So everyone's made at least 1 pit stop now, it seems. Alonso's on the mediums. Sonoda's on 9-lap mediums. Mick Schumacher on the mediums. Magnussen. We also have... Where's Ocon? Ocon is on a brand new set of hards. So I think Ocon is in a very well positioned place here on the right strategy. 2 sets of hard, and then on the quicker, medium tyres at the end of the race. I think that's a good strategy here today. So quite surprised that Alonso's gone on to the mediums. Maybe they're going medium hards, or if they got 2 sets of mediums. I don't know. I think they didn't have any more medium. I don't think they had 2 sets of mediums available to them. Go, Mr. Hammer. Norris going to do some magic. Yeah, well, Norris hasn't really, as we said at the start, he hasn't really been... He had an okay qualifying session. Very lucky to get through to Q3 anyway, with Zhou's time being removed for track limits. He hasn't really been on pace all weekend on his practice sessions. So I think a points finish here today would be good for Norris. But the fact that Alonso is now ahead of him after the first round of pit stops due to the safety car is not good for McLaren in that battle for Alpine in the Constructors. Perez will take Hamilton on the restart. Red Bull comms will let Perez know exactly where Max is going to send it. Possibly. The only problem with Perez, though, at the moment is that he has a front wing end plate damage. I don't think they've replaced his front wing. Too much time to replace it. That's why Perez got stuck behind Russell. He couldn't overtake him because he's just losing that little bit of performance when he gets into the dirty air of the car in front. So here we go, guys. Max backing up the pack. We're about to get the restart. Safety car coming in. Important for guys to warm up their tyres here. Fully expect Leclerc to go on the charge. He's on the fresher, hard tyres. He's on the freshest tyres out of the guys in front. If Leclerc gets past Perez quickly, we could have a very interesting race on our hands, guys. Very interesting race. So, when is Max going to go? When is he going to go? Safety car is in. Turn 18, and he's off. Max is off. Hamilton close behind him. Seems like Hamilton has stayed close enough with him. Perez isn't close enough, it seems. I think Perez is going to be under attack here from Leclerc. Keep an eye out on Vettel on those softer medium tyres behind Russell. So at the moment, Verstappen across the line, Hamilton second, Perez third, Leclerc fourth. Seems like everyone's holding station. Are we going to see any moves into T1? Keep an eye on the relative. Doesn't seem like it. Everyone has held station, but Max already got 0.7 of a second over Hamilton already. And Leclerc is 0.3, 0.4 behind Perez. To me, that's the important one. Russell seems to have got out a big enough gap behind Vettel. Does it seem? Half a second, 0.6 ahead of Vettel now. But this is interesting, guys. We've got the top 5 of the fastest cars on the grid at the front. So Verstappen already a second ahead of Hamilton. Perez 0.8 behind. Let's see if Perez can make up any time behind Hamilton. It seems like he is slightly, but not enough. Leclerc 0.6 behind. Don't think we're going to see... There's a yellow flag. There's a yellow flag in Sector 13. Where is that? Is that just... And Stroll! And there's another safety car. There's another safety car. Stroll has had to pull over down the main straight. Oh, we didn't even get one lap finish, guys. No, Stroll, man. He was on such a good... Let's keep an eye on the TV. Has he had contact, or is his engine must have blown up or something, or his gearbox gone? Oh, no. It's like London buses, guys. You wait forever for 1 and 2 coming at the same time. I'm just watching the TV coverage, waiting to see... Oh, my God, Alonso lost a lot of places in T1 there. I didn't even notice that. Didn't even notice it. Oh! Guys, I'm genuinely shocked at that. Oh my God. Oh my God. So for anyone who is not watching live coverage, Alonso seems to have made contact. I'm assuming he's cut across him or something. He's come across Stroll and just lost it. Alonso's flown over the track, down the main straight, or down the back straight, taken Stroll out. We're waiting for a full replay, but oh my God, I did not expect that. I thought it was just a standard mechanical failure. Oh my God. They're saying it's going to need a red flag. We could have a red flag here, guys, because of the amount of debris that is across that track. Alonso is in the pits. How is Alonso's car flew? It flew. How has he managed to make that back to the pits? Oh my God. If anyone is, who's not watching this live on TV, you don't have access to TV code. How is Alonso? What the hell? How is that man back out on track? How is he back out on track? Kakshi, thank you for the follow, buddy. How has Alonso's car only got that much damage? I swear it went in the air. Lance Stroll's car's ruined. Absolutely ruined. We're still waiting for a full replay, guys, to see exactly what's happened. Still waiting to see if there's going to be a red flag. Here we go, seeing a replay now on board with Fernando Alonso. So they're coming down into the main straight, just round turn 11. And then Alonso is behind Stroll in the slipstream. That's Lance Stroll's fault. Lance Stroll's fault. Nice wheelie from Alonso, by the way, guys. So I say it's Stroll's fault. It's unfortunate timing. Alonso's got the overspeed. He's got the slipstream. And as Alonso moves out to the left, Stroll moves at the same time. And they just make contact. It's not like it was in the braking zone. I don't know how Alonso's still got a working car. How is his car still working? How is Alonso's car still working? Pierre Gasly did very well to nip through them there. Mate, that Alpine's built like a tank. It was a bit of a late jink left, but the thing is, it's more of unfortunate timing because they both moved at the same time, kind of. And because of the amount of overspeed that Alonso had, that's why he ran into the back of him. So I'm not going to be too harsh on Stroll there. I'm not going to be too harsh. But then again, Stroll does have a bad habit of not checking his mirrors. George, just keep an eye on her. He does have a habit of not of not checking his mirrors. So, yeah, that's all I'm going to leave on that one. Alonso L plan Stroll and then win race. Yeah, long. But it seems like they're not going to have a red flag, which is good for us. I don't want to see a red flag. I like that everyone is still on these different varying strategies. If we have a red flag, it neutralises the race and everyone's going to go on to a set of medium tyres or something, a fresh set of tyres. I don't want that. I like it the way it is at the moment with the varying strategies. Thank you, Q. Thank you for the sub. And anyone else who has subbed or is followed on Twitch or wherever you are, thank you, guys. Much appreciated. You think Russell will get a podium? I don't know. I don't think Russell's got the pace this weekend. I think Leclerc is going to... We're on for an interesting race. Leclerc is going to overtake Perez. Perez has got that front wing end plate damage. He's not got peak performance Red Bull, which is why I think Hamilton would be able to keep him at bay if Perez got onto the back of him. Leclerc will get past Perez, and then we're going to see a race, guys, because Leclerc is quicker than Hamilton this weekend. At least he was in qualifying. He has been in the practice sessions. So, Sam, thank you for this. Thank you for the sub, buddy. Red flag and probably fall asleep before it finishes. Fell asleep during FP3. Yeah, well, the practice sessions aren't always that interesting, are they? Practice session 2 was horrendous with the tyre test. But yeah, quite a bit of debris to clear up from him, but thankfully not a red flag. Maybe they're going to check the barrier. Because Alonso kind of went into the barrier, like kind of skidded alongside it more than a direct impact. I think the barrier is okay. If he went directly into the barrier, then he'd probably have to red flag to repair it. But safety car, as we said, I want it to stay the same because we've got some good strategies here, guys. We've got Tsunoda on mediums. We've got Mick Schumacher. And I mean, the Haas's right now are going, please do not have a red flag because we're on an alternate strategy and hoping that this works out for us. The field's bunched up. We're on the grippier tyre. Hopefully we can overtake Norris and Tsunoda and even Gasly. Where's the crane? Well, I think they've removed Stroll's car safely by rolling it away. I don't think they've used the crane yet. I think the crane is on the side of the track. They've managed to wheel it over to a safe place and then remove it. So there's no recovery vehicle out on track at the moment. Which tyres does the safety car have? No idea. Am I a Haas fan? I won't call myself a fan, but I do like an underdog. I think most people like an underdog story, and I like to see them do well. I like Gunther Steiner. I like Magnussen. Mick Schumacher, I'm still a little bit like, I'm not really sure what to think about him. But we'll see. So that's interesting from the Ferrari team there, actually saying the medium tyre life was better than expected. Now, that's contrary to how the Mercedes and the Red Bull were on the medium tyre. So it seems to be that the Red Bull, the Ferrari is actually better on the tyres here this race, if that is any indication, which would be the first time all year. But looking back at that crash, I'm still surprised that Alonso is in this race. How is Alonso still in this race? Phenomenal. Yeah, Mickey's currently in the points. He could, that's what I mean, Magnussen and the Haas could pick up some good points here this race. So, safety car is coming in, guys. Max now bunching up the pack. We go again for round 2. So, here we go, guys. Max is off and Hamilton is close behind, 4 tenths behind to be exact. Perez is only a couple of 6 tenths behind Hamilton, so he's not got the launch that he wants. Leclerc is a lot closer though, 4 tenths. Is anyone going to make a move down into T1? And doesn't seem like it. Gasly has managed to stay with the front pack as well with Vettel. So Vettel, all of Aston Martin's hopes now rely on Vettel. Come on, Vettel, you can do this today, buddy, on the quicker medium tyre. Verstappen, once again, already nearly pulling out a second ahead of Hamilton. Through the S's we go. Perez holding off Leclerc here by 6 tenths, but also losing time to Hamilton. Losing a bit of downforce through the middle sector there with that front wing end plate damage. Chat, mods, please get rid of the bots. Here we go, down through turn 11, down the back straight. Hopefully no one goes into the back of each other this time and no one decides to pop a wheelie. Here we go, Leclerc 5 tenths behind Perez. Is he able to make any headway? Doesn't seem like it. Probably going to have to wait for the DRS to make a move on Perez. Vettel close behind Russell though, 3 tenths. This is what Russell needs to be careful of. Wait until if his hard tyres, probably going to take a couple of laps to warm up and he could be under threat from Vettel. So Gasly, Tsunoda, Norris, Mick Schumacher still in 10th. Magnussen has made a spot on Ocon, 10th and 11th for the Haases. Good for those guys. And Hamilton is 1.2 seconds behind Verstappen. He's already pulled out a second on Perez. So, yes, I think Hamilton has easily got the pace on Perez. This is still a Verstappen-Hamilton race. But Hamilton there, you can see 6 tenths slower than Verstappen on that restart lap. But really the one to watch here at the moment is Leclerc on Perez. That is the fight to keep an eye out of because once Leclerc gets past Perez, I think he'll be on the back of Hamilton quite quickly, or definitely the front too. No, he's much better. Verstappen's AI is too strong. I need to nerf him next patch. But you can see that Leclerc, 42.7 there, kind of held up a little bit by Perez. 6 tenths. He needs to be really about, without DRS, he needs to be 4 tenths, I think, less than half a second behind Perez to have a chance into turn 12. Don't think he's going to have an opportunity here. 6 tenths behind. Oh, he's 5 tenths behind now. Maybe he has an opportunity here on Perez down into turn 12. Keep an eye on it. 4 tenths. Doesn't seem like enough. That Red Bull is just so much quicker in a straight line, guys, even with that damage on the front wing. Russell starting to slowly pull away from Vettel. 9 tenths ahead now, so those hard tyres coming up to temperature. Gasly going well, 15 lap hard tyres on the down in 7th position. Yeah, Mick. Oh, yeah, Jesus, guys. Thanks for pointing out that Mick Schumacher is close behind Norris on those old hard tyres. Oh, Verstappen moaning on the radio about his drivability, saying it is crap. But he's still 3 tenths quicker than Hamilton. Perez has just set exactly the same lap time, or just slightly quicker than Hamilton by a couple of hundredths. But DRS will now be active this lap. So, yes, keep an eye out on Leclerc and Perez. But Leclerc has lost a bit of time to Perez there. He is just under a second. Keep an eye out as they go through turn 10. That's where the first DRS detection zone is. Leclerc is over a second. He needs to close up. Otherwise, he's not going to have that DRS. But Russell, yeah, starting to pull away from Vettel now. Vettel kind of quicker than Gasly. This is a good race for Vettel. Come on. Keep it on track. Keep it on track, mate. Match is phenomenal, but I think it's a hit too early to start saying he's better than Hamilton. Let's see how the relationship settles when Hamilton is back in a competitive car. Well, yes, of course. Max is absolutely brilliant. There's still a few more years ahead of Verstappen before he even considers to retire. He's only 25 years old. He's got 12 years on Lewis Hamilton. If he carries on the way he is and Red Bull stay at the front, then there's a very good possibility he could get close to Hamilton's records or beat them. So records are there to be beaten, guys, at the end of the day. So Hamilton 1.7 seconds behind Verstappen now. He's only slightly quicker than Perez, it seems. Perez 1.2 seconds. Everyone's kind of holding position at the moment, but all aboard the Gasly train, guys, on those hard tyres, it seems. Leclerc saying they're so quick down the straights. Yes, they are. They very much are. So Hamilton has set a slightly faster lap time than Verstappen last lap around. So that's positive for us guys who want a race here. So 1.6 seconds now between them. Gasly is just holding up that train. Mick Schumacher, go on the boy. On the back of Norris on those medium tyres. Sonoda behind him on 18 lap old mediums. They did what? 4 laps, 5 laps behind the safety car anyway. So how many laps left, Slimes? You can see in here 29 out of 56 laps. So that is where your lap counter is. And you can see all the other information that rolls through. Track temperature, air temperature, where the wind is coming from. But Hamilton has taken a couple of temps out of Verstappen there, but then he loses it down the main straight. The Red Bull is like 2 temps quicker down that back straight compared to the Mercedes. And Leclerc, Leclerc has got ahead of Perez, guys. Has he? No, Perez has held on to it. They're side by sides. Oh, I wonder if Leclerc had a bit of oversteer as he came out of turn 12. He was maybe ahead, but then lost it just due to the grip out of that corner, but definitely went side by side through turn 12. Gives Hamilton a little bit of breathing space from Perez. But Vettel's doing quite well here, guys, as well. He's in the 42s, Vettel. But wow, Verstappen just turned it on in that last sector there. 41-0 compared to a 41-3 from Hamilton. But here we go again. Leclerc is going to be all over Perez. Half a second now through as we go into the S's. Will probably overtake him if he gets the grip. Oh, wow. Sergio Perez had a... Wow. Wow. So turn 12, guys. Yes, Leclerc had to go wide due to Perez's lockup, and that's why he had to kind of give the position back. But that was a bit unfortunate there for Leclerc with Perez's lockup. Otherwise, he probably would have held that position. But here we go. They go again. 5 tenths as they go out of turn 11. DRS will be open here. Does he have enough on Perez into turn 12? He's closing. He's closing. He's closing. And no, not quite enough just this time around. Hamilton losing a little bit more time again every single time they go round that back straight. So, yes. Gasly still in 7th position. Tsunoda 8th. Norris 9th. Mick Schumacher 10th. Magnussen 11th. Ocon in 12th. And Zhou has just got past Latifi. Latifi now at the back of the grids. Oh no, he's overtaken Zhou again. Sorry, it was briefly for a second Latifi was at the back of the grid. What do next year's cars look like? Not too dissimilar to what we've got at the moment. So, oh, Leclerc's got past Perez. Wow, I missed it. I missed it, guys. I'm sorry. He got through Perez down through that last sector. Now, look, this is interesting. How fast can Leclerc go in free air? So I'm just watching it on TV, seeing, did he... Oh, wow, he... Oh, my God, Leclerc. The balls on that, lad. Sent it down the inside of turn 12. He thread it through the eye of a needle. That was fair play. That's what we like to see. That's a great move by Leclerc. So let's see now. Will Leclerc... I feel like, as much as I'm a British fan, I do support Hamilton, guys. As much as I'd love to see Hamilton win this race, I don't think he's got the car to win this race. That Mercedes is just not quick enough than that Red Bull. Leclerc has got the pace to get past Max Verstappen. I think that Ferrari is a good race car today. I'm intrigued to keep an eye on his lap times now. We've got 25 laps remaining of this race with another pit stop to come as well. Ferrari strategists, please don't cop this up. Please. Like, Leclerc's done all this hard work. Don't cock it up for him. So, yeah, let's keep an eye on Leclerc's lap times, guys. Joining from Jamaica. I can kind of tell that from your name. Good to see you guys. Welcome to any newbies who are here as well. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button. We do try and do every watch along that we can. Perez, it's a bit of a push, isn't it? Sergio, it's a bit of a push, saying he went off. But yeah, Lewis starting to lose a little bit more time to Max now. But it's still one more pit stop to come into play here. So we'll see. Enter the clown with a dartboard for Ferrari's next pit stop strat. Hamilton is perfect today. He's on top of Russell too. Yep, he has. Hamilton loves this track. He's won 6 times here. I didn't realise how many times he's won in America. Sorry, he hasn't won 6 times at COTA, but he's won 5 times here and 6 times in America. That is a lot of times. But 1.8 seconds behind Verstappen there. Oh, so Hamilton's closing the gap a little bit. I mean, he's staying with him, but Leclerc's the one really to watch out for here, guys. Jermaine, thank you for the sub, buddy. And Mercedes, thank you, guys. Alonso's overtaking Ricciardo. To be expected. Ricciardo's on 21 lap old hard tyres at the moment. But the fight to keep an eye out for, guys, at the moment. The fight that everyone is watching is not up front. It's Latifi and Zhou. And Zhou is alongside Latifi going into turn 12. Can he get him? Doesn't look like it. He's still behind him. Can Latifi stop his run of finishing at the back of the grid? We'll see. So, Leclerc last time around did a 41. Okay, so interesting. interesting. Hamilton did a lap time there that was 2 tenths quicker than Verstappen. It'd be interesting to see how Verstappen responds to that, or if he can. Oh, Lewis closing up the gap here now, guys. He's just made 3 tenths up through the S's. Is Verstappen starting to struggle on those hard tyres? 1.4 seconds now. Let's see, can Verstappen get a good drive out of T11 here? Lewis has been much better out of that corner. 1.4 seconds, but then look at the straight line speed that you see now from that Red Bull. He'll at least make up 2 tenths as they get down that main straight. You can see 1.4 seconds he was behind, and he goes into turn 12 at 1.6 seconds. But Max seems to be struggling through the high downforce sectors at the moment. Is he starting to lose grip on those tyres? He was complaining about drivability earlier on. But Leclerc, as we were saying, he only did a 41.6 last time around. I thought he'd be much quicker. He's only slightly pulling away from Perez. He's only got him just out of DRS zone. Russell is now behind Perez. So, interested to see if Russell can get past him. Vettel, good man. This is what we like to see. Vettel just running his own race. On his own. P6 would be a brilliant result. Absolutely brilliant result. What happened to Gasly? He's made a pit stop and he got a penalty. He got a penalty for being over 10 car lengths behind the safety car, or behind the car in front of him when in the safety car. So, right, got pit stops abound now, guys. Mick Schumacher in the pits. Yuki Tsunoda. Norris moves up a position because of that. So let's see where they come out. Is the Haas's have done what? Gone hard to mediums. Are they going to have another medium set of tyres to put on? Or are they going to have a hard tyre? But Lewis definitely quicker through the first sector. 1.4 seconds again as they go into turn 12. And then this is where Max just pulls out a couple of attempts on Hamilton. But Mick Schumacher and Yuki Tsunoda out on fresh, hard tyres going to the end. So they've done a hard, medium, hard stop. Interesting. What is it with the toxicity in this comment section? I haven't seen the toxicity, guys, but yeah, please stop it if you can. Doesn't matter who you support. We're here to watch F1 and enjoy an interesting race. That is what matters, ultimately. We're all here to see some good racing, regardless of who you support. It's okay to support people more than others, or support teams over others. But yeah, keep it friendly, guys. It's all good to have a bit of banter. But this is what we want to see. We haven't seen Lewis and Max have any sort of race since last year. And Lewis is in the pits. Lewis is in the pits. He is making his last pit stop of this race. So they're going for the undercut on Verstappen. They've seen a spot. What happened to them last time was that he got caught behind traffic. Mercedes need a good pit stop here so that he can come out in a little bit of free air. It does seem like he will, I think, because Lando Norris is also in the pits. So, yes, Lewis will get that free air. Here he is. Onto the hard tyres. Does seem like he's been a bit more comfortable on those hards than Verstappen. So, it's hammer time now, guys. Can he fire up those tyres quicker than the Red Bull? Yeah, Max is really struggling with his drivability, it seems. Right. Yeah, mods, if you could please get rid of the bots, that'd be much appreciated. So, here's essential now. I fully expect Verstappen to react and come into the pits. How quickly has the Mercedes of Hamilton been able to switch on those tyres? Leclerc still not able to pull away from Perez. I really thought he would actually pull away from him and get involved in this fight for the win. But still, a P3 would be brilliant from where he started in P12. But Husky, if you keep saying stuff like that, buddy, regardless of what team you support, whether if you were saying it about Red Bull as well, I will ban you from the chat. I'm not all about that, buddy. We're all here to watch F1 and, yes, freely support who we want, but it's all about enjoying the race, enjoying the championship and the races, man. So, but Leclerc and Verstappen in the pits. So here we go. Verstappen, Hamilton was about 1.5 5 seconds behind when he pitted. This is going to be tight, guys. This is going to be tight as they come out. And Hamilton's got the lead. Hamilton has got the lead. Verstappen still hasn't come out the pits. What has happened to Verstappen? They've had a slow pit stop because Leclerc has come out ahead of Verstappen. Oh my God, Red Bull. They are so faultless with their pit stops that I expected him to come out ahead of Hamilton, but they've actually had a slower pit stop. He is on the medium tyre as well, which I did not expect. So this is interesting. We've got an alternate strategy here, guys. Leclerc and Verstappen on technically the quicker tyre and Hamilton on the slower but longer lasting hard tyre to the end. This is going to be interesting. Watching Max's pit stop on TV now. And the wheel gun wouldn't work. They had to use a second wheel gun to get the tyre on. So that's why he lost the position. Wow. Wow. And we know Leclerc is not going to let Verstappen past easily. So this is Hamilton's to lose now. 20 laps remaining, guys. It is all to play for. We are in for a grandstand finish. Whoa, I did not expect this when Sainz crashed out at the start. Woo-hoo-hoo. So, is the medium tyre going to last long, though? Because remember, the medium tyre, I know it was early on in the race with a larger tank of fuel. They only lasted about 10 laps. They only lasted about 10, 12 laps. Leclerc took his to about 14. There we go. Lewis with a 40.3. So keep an eye on the lap times. Can Verstappen and Leclerc take out enough time of Hamilton while they're on the fresher, softer tyre? Hamilton's tyres are going to last longer. They're going to last longer. Perez is still out at the moment. They're going to leave Perez out for as long as possible to hold up Hamilton. That's what they're going to do. But Magnussen goes up into P6 at the moment. Still yet to make a pit stop. Alonso's up in 9th position after popping a wheelie and basically crashing into the barrier earlier on. How? Absolutely. This race, this is turned on its head, guys. Absolutely turned on its head. But yes, keep an eye on the intervals between Hamilton, Leclerc and Verstappen. What could help Hamilton here is if Leclerc keeps Verstappen behind him. Hang on a sec, guys. So keep an eye on those lap times as they come around. So it seems like 4.7 seconds. Doesn't seem like the gap has closed. Verstappen is, of course, he's closer to Leclerc at the moment because of how everything is unfolding. Verstappen will close up behind. Here we go. So keep an eye on the lap times. This is where it's interesting. Hamilton comes across the line, does a 1:40.7. What does Leclerc do and Verstappen? They've done a 1:39.7 and a 1:39.5. So they are quicker than Hamilton. A second quicker than Hamilton last time around there. So, here we go, guys. Here we go. Hi, Nia. Welcome, buddy. Welcome to anyone who is just joining this stream, joining the watch-along. Thank you to everyone who has been here for however long you've been in the stream, whether you've been here from the start or from the end. Yeah, thank you, guys. If you could hit that like and subscribe button, much appreciated. Vettel medium on 20 laps almost. Yes, he's going quite long guy. Hey. So Vettel, maybe they're hoping for another safety car, but I think they did say the medium tyre wasn't degrading as much on that Aston Martin and the Ferrari as it did on the Red Bull and the Mercedes earlier on. So we will see. But at the moment, Leclerc is 4 seconds behind Hamilton. Verstappen close behind Leclerc. See, the thing is, we haven't seen this in so long, guys. Hamilton up front. Leclerc and Verstappen. When was the last time we actually saw Verstappen and Leclerc have a fight? When was the last time we saw that? Perez in the pits now. Is he going to come out ahead of Russell, or is Russell going to go ahead of him? I think Russell... No, it's going to be close between Russell and Perez. So last time around, Leclerc a 40.2 and Hamilton did a 40.5. So that first lap on the first full lap on that set of medium tyres was when they did their quickest lap. I only really expect the mediums to get slower and slower as they degrade. But Verstappen is all over the back of Leclerc here through the S's. Look at it. He's 1/10 behind him. If he's this close as they go through turn 10, Verstappen is going to have him down into turn 12. It's just going to be an easy DRS pass with the overdrive that they have. But keep an eye out on this, guys. So Verstappen is 4/10 behind Leclerc. This is all about the drive for Leclerc as he goes through turn 11. Verstappen's got this. Verstappen's got this. This is going to be an easy overdrive past Leclerc into turn 12. Here we go. Yep, easy pass. It's just obscene how quick that car is down a straight line. But yeah, so Verstappen is on the hunt, guys. Verstappen. Oh, wow, they went the old switcheroo from Leclerc with Verstappen in turn 1. Danny makes my heart hurt sometimes. Yes, yeah, down in P17. It's just not been a good weekend for him, has it? Not been a good weekend at all. So Sebastian Vettel still out there going long on those medium tyres. Here we go. Verstappen and Leclerc going over the line. What time did they set? A 40.3. So Hamilton is 3/10 slower than Verstappen at the moment. But as we said, the medium tyres, they do wear a lot quicker than the hards. So it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, Verstappen just did an easy DRS pass down the back straight there on Leclerc, just watching it back on TV. So Hamilton needs Vettel not really to hold him up here. This might be good timing because Hamilton is going to be on the back of Vettel as they go down into T11. And has he got DRS? He might have DRS. I'm not sure if he's got DRS, but he should be able to overtake Vettel as they go down into turn 12. Is Leclerc going to be able to come back at Verstappen? 7/10 behind with DRS. Let's see. We know Verstappen is quick in a straight line. 7/10. Is he going to make any gain on him whatsoever? He is. Leclerc is gaining on Verstappen with DRS open. And Hamilton wasn't able to get past Vettel. So, this is not good for Hamilton. He's being held up here by Vettel. This is going to allow Verstappen to close the gap a bit. Woo. But Vettel, Vettel might go for the softs. He might go for the softs at the end. Or he might just go onto a fresh set of mediums, possibly. But yeah, you can see now, look, 3.8 seconds behind Verstappen because he's being held up by Vettel, Hamilton. Is Vettel going to come into the pits? No, Vettel is still going on, but Hamilton should get him here as they go up into T1, I suspect. With DRS open. Fresher set of tyres. Don't expect Aston Martin to fight this too heavily. And Hamilton is ahead. Hamilton is ahead of Vettel. So, yes, this race is still on. This is going to go to the wire, guys. We have 15 laps remaining. And there's a black and white flag for Mick Schumacher. Where is Mick Schumacher? He's in 15th position. Oh, no. After making that pit stop down in 15th. Magnussen is currently P7 on 22-lap-old mediums. Alonso and Ocon are very close together, aren't they? 8th and 9th. This has been a horrendous day for McLaren, guys. They're both cars outside of the points, and Alonso and Ocon. Ocon started from the pit lane, and Alonso has had a crash, pretty much, and they're both in 8th and 9th position. A horrible result this is going to be for them. Yeah, easy overtake for Hamilton on Vettel there. Come on, Vettel, you can do this, buddy. I think a P6 is on the cards for Vettel here today. He needs to make sure he comes... Really, Magnussen isn't going to go to the end. Magnussen's still got to make another pit stop, I think. Or will make another pit stop. It's the Alpines that he needs to be worried about. He needs to take... I don't think the Alpines are going to make another pit stop. I think they're going to take those to the end. Maybe not. So Vettel's now in the pit. So this is essential for the Aston Martin here, guys. A 40.2 there from Hamilton and a 40.0 from Verstappen. Verstappen not really making a headway here that I think he needs to on these set of tyres, because there's 14 laps remaining, but those tyres are going to drop off at some point. They're going to drop off. Where's Vettel? Come on, Vettel. Are you going to come out ahead of those Alpines? Still no sign of him. And where is he? Where's Vettel? Where's Vettel? Vettel! No! No! What happens? Aston Martin, what are you doing? What have you done? You just fucked it. I can't tell you how angry I am right now. What have they done? I'm waiting for the TV coverage to catch up. Oh, Vettel's in the pits. He's in the pit lane. Mate. They couldn't get the front left on. Oh my God, they've had an absolute mare. And I am so angry. I've never... Oh. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. Oh my God, man. How unlucky do you have to be? Right. So, Hamilton, a 40.1 there on the hard tyres. A 40 dead from Verstappen. A 39.9 from Leclerc. Hamilton seems to be comfortable at the moment on those set of hards compared to Verstappen and Leclerc on those mediums. Magnussen still hasn't pitted as well. But I can't get over that pit stop by Aston Martin, guys. I cannot get over that pit stop. I cannot get over it. Wow. What a move from Lando. Lucky, but yeah, still a good move. Oh, Jesus. Jesus. I need to take a breath. Front left, same as Max. Yes, front left, same as Max. I just couldn't get it on. It wouldn't go in. I don't think it's anything to do with like temperatures and stuff, because it's not overly like hot, is it? It's not overly hot, so yeah, Matteo, I think a lot of people who are fans of Lewis would like to see that as well. But 2.9 seconds now. So as we said, the Red Bull is quicker down that main straight. Sorry, I keep saying main straight, the back straight. So that's where he's always going to gain a bit of time. And you can see there, Verstappen seems to, on that grippier tyre, the mediums, take a little bit of time out of that last sector there. Verstappen setting a 39.7 and Leclerc setting a 39.8. So maybe they turned up the battery that time around and got a little bit more out of those tyres. Hamilton 2.6 seconds ahead of Verstappen at the moment. We have 12 or 13 laps remaining because we're on lap 44 now. So, yeah, this isn't over, guys. We're in for a grandstand finish. The thing is that Verstappen has got he's got the quickest car in a straight line by far, that Leclerc, as you saw with Leclerc, wasn't able to keep Verstappen behind. Hamilton, the only thing is that Hamilton is kind of quicker during the S's, during kind of like the higher downforce corners. Hamilton is sitting there at the moment going, please let Verstappen's tyres fall off. They've got to fall off at some point. But maybe they won't. Maybe they won't. Maybe Mercedes should have gone to the medium tyre instead of the hards. But we will see. We will see. How many seconds gap between Hamilton and Max? Well, you can see in the interval section here, guys, where you've got here. This is the interval section between each car. So 2.2 seconds between Max and Hamilton at the moment. Leclerc has just dropped out of the DRS zone now from Verstappen, 1.2. Russell was quite a few seconds behind Perez. I thought it'd be closer. Alonso closing the gap up on Magnussen, who is on those old medium tyres. Are they going to the end? So, yeah. Here we go. What's Hamilton set this time around? 40.8, and Verstappen does a 40.4, so another 4 attempts. Verstappen has taken out about 1.5 seconds the last 2 laps on Hamilton, or over a second. It's grandstand finish, guys, grandstand finish. But you can see Russell and Hamilton both on the hard tyres, clearly not thinking that the medium tyre is probably going to make it to the end. We'll see. We will see. There's still a few laps to go. I don't think that medium tyre is going to last. I mean, Magnussen's doing 42.8s at the moment, and we know, of course, the Haas is slower, but he's doing 42.8s on 26-lap-old mediums. The hards last considerably a lot longer, are not that much slower than the mediums. I mean, Verstappen there has just lost a bit of time through the S's again. But he's dropping Leclerc. Leclerc's tyres, maybe Leclerc's tyres are starting to drop off because he's nearly 2 seconds behind Verstappen now. Let's go, Lando. Let's go. Oh, yeah, Lando's now in P9. Okay, so after a couple of pit stops, well, after Vettel's issue with his pit stop, Lando's luckily got back up into P9. So Perez catching up, 4.7 seconds. Is he going to catch Leclerc? It seems like it because Leclerc is dropping back. Leclerc's got big issues, guys. As his tyres, is he struggling with his tyres? Leclerc's got big issues. A 39.8 from Hamilton. Where did that come from? Quicker than Verstappen. Whoa. 39.8, a big lap from Hamilton there. That time around, half a second quicker than Perez on fresher medium tyres. Leclerc, 41.0, really struggling that lap. Danny, what is happening? Oh, we know. Danny. Struggled all weekend, but Norris under attack. Oh, he's got past Ocon, Norris. Norris up into P8. Wow, so Norris has turned it on all of a sudden. Hammer time for Lewis. Yeah, he's not. Oh, Ocon's in the pits. So Ocon is now in the pits. 26-lap old hard tyres. What is Alonso? Alonso's on 23-lap old hards. This is the thing. I think the guys were on 20 old lap tyres. They've still got to make a pit stop. So Zhou may still make a pit stop. Albon's got to make a pit stop. Tsunoda's going to go to the end. Vettel could still score points here. He could still score points. So, thank you for the subs, guys. Devon, thank you. Jeff, thank you. Adil, much appreciated, guys. So, Verstappen, under 2 seconds behind Hamilton now. Or around 2 seconds, it seems. So, 10 laps remaining after this one. Let's see. Are the medium tyres going to fall off at all? Seems like he's still got the grip, Verstappen, through that last sector compared to Hamilton. So Hamilton does a 40.3 and Verstappen does a 39.9. So even though Hamilton was quicker that last lap, the previous lap with a 38.8, he was slower this time around. So maybe that was due to the battery. Jordan, thank you for the sub. For the sleep, you're confused. What is Hamilton doing in P1? There's not enough laps left to discuss that. 2 safety cars, couple of crashes, signs going out at T1. That's pretty much the crux of it. So that time around, Max didn't lose any time through the S's. That's important. That's where Max has been losing time to Hamilton all race, really. And then watch it here, guys. Watch the interval here. 1.9 seconds. Look at Max just close it down. 1.7, 1.6. It'll be 1.6 as they get into turn 12. There we go. So quick in a straight line, that Red Bull. It's almost not fair. Almost not fair. Thank you, XR. Thank you. I'm in my gaming room. Fernando. I think Fernando has to pit. I think Magnussen has to pit. How come Magnussen can't take those mediums over 30 laps? That'd be 38 laps on mediums by the time they get to the end. But 1.6 seconds. Super Max, thank you for the sub, buddy. Makes me wonder how many times has Sainz DNF'd in the first lap itself. Well, yeah, he had that Imola, didn't he, where he got tagged by Ricciardo. 1.4 seconds now. 1.5 seconds from Hamilton and Verstappen. Hamilton 5 tenths slower than Max there. Max is just so much better on those medium tyres. Are they going to fall off before the end, though? This is it. This is the thing. But this is great to see Max and Lewis going at it once again. We haven't seen this all year, guys. I know, I'm really sorry, Lewis fans, and I am a Lewis fan myself, but I really do think Max has got this. I don't, unless his tyres really fall off a cliff towards the end. That Red Bull is just ominous in a straight line. But if he is within DRS, he will be able to easily overtake that Mercedes. They just have such a car advantage at the moment. So, and credit to Red Bull because they've done it. We won't mention the cost cap, guys. Hopefully, other cars will be able to compete against the Red Bull next year. Yeah, hopefully for the best of the sport. Hopefully, because we all want to see a tight fight or challenge. Tight fight. We want to see a close fight for the title, don't we? We want to see it go at least kind of to the very end or last couple of races at least. So 1.4 seconds now. Does he close up another tenth through this last sector? Yes, he does a bit. So he's still got the grip. Max has still got the grip in those medium tyres. How many laps to go? We have got 8 laps remaining. We're on just gone on to lap 49, and of course lap 56 is included. So 8 laps remaining. Verstappen had a lap time deleted last time around though, so a 40.2. So wonder if he's going to have a black and white flag. So I don't know how many off tracks he's had. Sounds like I'm talking about iRacing, guys. If a single Brit doesn't win, it'll be the first time since 1953. Really? Wow. Bets, make bets, my guess. P1 Verstappen, P2 Hamilton, and P3 Leclerc. I think so. I mean, Perez is catching him. Perez is only 2.5 seconds behind Leclerc. He was half a second quicker last time around. Perez seems to be quick, even with a broken front wing. He still seems to be quicker than Leclerc. So Leclerc could be damaged here. So here goes Verstappen. 1.2, 1.1 second out. He's going to be in DRS next lap. Easy. Look at it. He's so quick in a straight line. I don't know how many times I've said that in today's race, but he just is. So, if Verstappen goes away on mediums, odds are he doesn't catch him. Well, he will. Yeah, Verstappen is going to the end, so is Hamilton. But, I mean, Mercedes have gone for track position, but they haven't used an extra set of... I don't think they had an extra set of medium tyres available or fresh mediums available. Maybe they did. No, they did. I think they had 2 sets of hards. Or maybe they didn't, which is why they didn't go onto the mediums. So they was always doing this strategy, really. Whereas Verstappen had the mediums in the bag. So here we go. 8 tenths behind now. Is not going to have enough down here, but it's through this sector. With him being that close, is Verstappen going to lose grip in the dirty air? Because the Mercedes has been much quicker through this sector. Here we go. This is where Hamilton needs to nail it. 4 tenths. Still only stand at 4 tenths. Hamilton, 7 tenths there. You see, it just jumped up to 7 tenths. 8 tenths. Hamilton, 9 tenths. So that's important. So if he keeps Verstappen at that gap, even with DRS, I think he might be able to keep him behind. But let's see. He's making up 2 tenths alone without DRS. Let's see what he can make up with DRS. I think this is a move here. I think he's making a move here. 6 tenths. Yeah, look at it. They're going side by side. 2 tenths. No, Hamilton's just ahead still. Hamilton is still just ahead. Oh no, they're side by side. They're side by side, guys. Going through the corner, and I think Max is ahead. And Max is ahead. Max is ahead of Hamilton. There we go. As soon as he got onto the back of him, one opportunity with DRS, he has got past him. That Red Bull is ominous in a straight line, guys. Now, the key here is that we have 6 laps remaining. Will those medium tyres hold on to the end? That is the key. I think they probably will by the looks of it. But just watching it on TV, he was so far behind as well. It's almost unfair, that Red Bull. It's unfair how far behind he was as they went onto that back straight, and he still overtook him. So just watching it on TV, I know it's a very long back straight, but Hamilton, I mean, Verstappen's just so far back. From so far back, man. Good racing, though. Good, clean racing. That's what we like to see. Magnussen's on 31 lap olds. Yeah, I don't see... Magnussen's going to the end, you know. There's no way Magnussen's pitting. Magnussen is going to the end. So here's the difference, guys. So Hamilton is now behind. Is now 7 tenths behind Max as they go onto the back straight with the DRS open. How much time does he gain on Verstappen here? Like a tenth? Oh, 2 tenths. It jumped to 5 tenths. So he's making up 2 tenths with DRS. Max was gaining that on Lewis, not even in his slipstream. In clean air, he's 2 tenths quicker. So Lewis needs to be less than half a second. He needs to be like 4 tenths, 3 tenths behind Max down that back straight to even have an opportunity of overtaking him. Crazy how gained 1 second in just one straight. Yeah, that's how quick that cut. But then that's kind of been the story of Mercedes. That's kind of been the disparity between Red Bull and Mercedes all year. They've been so much slower in a straighter line. They've been a much draggier car. But Hamilton, this isn't over this race. Verstappen could still have a little wobble with his tyres wearing off. He's on 16-lap-old mediums. Hamilton could capitalise on something here. Perez is now on the back of Leclerc. So Leclerc is under attack here from Perez towards the end. So we'll see. Hamilton trying to claim Verstappen went off, but he didn't. He didn't. He was on the white line. He was on the white line. But Hamilton's a lot closer here, guys. 6 tenths. 7 tenths now, but then that's the thing. You then get the power of that Red Bull out of the corners with those medium tyres. Hamilton's just not able to stay with him. But Vettel the go. Where's Vettel? P9. Oh, yeah, he's at the front of that pack. Go on, the boy. Making up for Aston Martin's cock-up. So... when Hamilton joined F1, wasn't McLaren like the fastest in a straight line by a long shot? Now he's on the other end of that. It was definitely one of the fastest cars. I don't know if it was fastest in a straight line, but yeah, it was definitely one of the fastest, wasn't it? Him and Ferrari, so. Danny overtook the GOAT. Latifi's where he belongs, at the back. Fastest, slowest of the finishers. So... oh, Perez has dropped a little bit back from Leclerc. He had a little wobble. Russell is just in no man's land at the moment, isn't he? P5. I thought it'd be a bit closer to Perez today, considering Perez has got damage, but what a move from Vettel, by the way. Good lad. He's an angry man, Vettel. He's an angry man. But Norris is now on the back of Alonso, guys. So Norris could be sneaking a P6 here. I was kind of not too impressed with him earlier on, but after... I don't know, he just seemed to switch his tyres on and work his way up the grids. I know Ocon has pitted. There's been a couple of little pit stops that's moved him further up. But Hamilton, again, look, closing up the gap through the S's, 6 tenths. But you watch, as they come out of T10, this is where Hamilton just loses a bit of time. Oh, actually, he stayed within 7 tenths. I thought he'd lose a bit more time there. 1% chance, 99% faith. Alonso forced his way into the Aston Martin seat too early and now he's back up to P6. Yeah, well, as I always say, whenever Alonso leaves a team, that team improves, doesn't it, the next season? So expect to see Alpine fighting for podiums next year. I don't know how K-Mag is on 34 lap mediums. He's doing 43s. Vettel's a second a lap quicker, and he's 5 seconds behind. And there's 4 laps remaining. So can he catch Magnussen? Probably. We could see Vettel overtake Magnussen right at the end. P8 would be a great recovery. Would be a brilliant recovery. Norris is on the back of Alonso now. Has he got enough to get past him down into T12? I don't think so. Just seems a little bit too far back. Yeah, just a bit too far back. And Lewis has now lost the DRS zone there. So, clearly lost a bit of time there. But doesn't look like that his car... Doesn't look like his tyres are falling off. But Max has got a black and white flag. Max has got 3 strikes. So, if he's off one more time, he gets a 5-second penalty. So, he has to be careful going through turn 19, guys. Lewis outside of DRS, yes. Look at the fight between Albon, Tsunoda, Gasly and Zhou, by the way. Look how tight that is between them 4. Whoa, what a fight they're having. That is really close. Look at these 4 going up into T1. Is Tsunoda going to get on the back of Albon? Albon's holding on for a points position here, guys. Go on, Albono. Looks like Tsunoda's going side by side with Albon. Has he got ahead of him? He has. Tsunoda's overtaken Albon into the points positions. Albon just not able to hold on to it there. He's on 35 lap old hard tyres, so always a tall order. Good idea, Williams, but a shame. But just shows you how much that potential that Williams has got in the right hands. Latifi down in 17th position. Albon is just fighting with one hand behind his back the whole time. Or Williams are in general, aren't they? So, but Max now 2.3 seconds ahead of Hamilton now. So Lewis really struggling on those hard tyres compared to Max on those mediums. 41.2, clearly had a wobble there. Just watching it on TV, seeing if he had any issues. 2 laps remaining, guys. 2 laps. Verstappen has pretty much got this in the bag unless he manages to pick up a 5-second penalty at the end. Russell is in the pits, so Russell going for a fastest lap, I assume. So is Lewis isn't going to get caught by... No, he's going to get caught by Leclerc. Perez can't seem to close down the gap. Yeah, Russell coming out for fastest lap. Norris on Alonso. Can't get it done into T1. It's just a little bit too far back. Tsunoda, Albon. There's a real train there now. It's 5 cars. Tsunoda, Albon, Gasly, Zhou and Ocon. Vettel is 2 seconds behind Magnussen now. Might catch him on the last lap, guys. Vettel might catch Magnussen on the last lap. But by the way, 36 laps. 36 laps on medium tyres by Magnussen. That is unbelievable. I just hope his tyres don't go pop. Yeah, 5 cars under a blanket. Look at them all. Ocon's going to get Zhou here, surely. He's in the quicker car. On fresher tyres. Ocon's on medium tyres here. He's going to blitz through these cars in the last lap, isn't he, surely? So, yeah, Lewis struggling. So, looks like it's going to be a Verstappen win. We're on the last lap, guys. White flag. Here they go. Those cars down the back straight. Is Ocon able to get past Zhou? I fully expect him to be able to. And he does, I think. Has he done it? Not quite updated itself on the track. He has indeed. Ocon's got past Zhou. But look at Vettel. Vettel is 1.4 seconds behind Magnussen, guys. This is really where the closest fight is now. Well, oh, and Norris has got past Alonso, guys. Sorry. Norris has got past Alonso. Norris up into P6. Wow. I eat my words from what I said earlier on in the race, guys. That is important for McLaren because at one point in the race, Alonso and Ocon were in 7th and 8th position and Norris was outside of the points. Now he's ahead of them. So that battle still goes on. But Vettel is currently under the DRS zone. He's in the DRS zone for Magnussen, so he needs to stay tight here, guys, through the S's, as Verstappen is coming round the last couple of corners to take the win in America, the US Grand Prix. But Vettel is where we're watching it. Come on, Vettel. P8 would be a great recovery. Magnussen is on 37 old lap mediums. Jesus. And Verstappen has come across the line to take first position. A good win from Max. Another win from Max. P2 from Lewis. It was nearly. And Leclerc in third. A brilliant recovery drive from him from P12. But let's go to Magnussen and Vettel. Down the back straight they go. Vettel with DRS open. 2 tenths behind. Come on, Vettel. You can do it. He's alongside him. He's got him. Hold on to it. Come on, you can do it. And he's held on to it. No, Magnussen's got it back. Into turn 13. They're side by side. Through turn 14. Into turn 13. Vettel is 1 tenth behind. Has he got enough grip to get Magnussen round the last couple of corners as Russell comes across the line in P5 with the fastest lap? Magnussen, Vettel side by side for the last couple of corners for the second race in a row. Vettel has got ahead of Magnussen. Turn 19, 1 more corner to go through. And he's got it. P8 for Vettel. Get in there. Whoa. What a recovery from Vettel. That is the minimum. That is the minimum you deserved. You deserve so much better. But what a last couple of laps. What a last lap from Vettel. I'm watching it on TV now. Absolutely phenomenal driving. Vettel 2 races in a row where he has finished pretty much side by side with someone at the end of the race. I'm just watching it on TV now and they went side by side. Literally. Oh. Oh, mate, that is the overtake. That is the overtake of the year. That is the overtake of the year by Vettel there. His car nearly went round the outside of Magnussen. He had such a big twitch, held onto it. As they came through turn 19, the fireworks had all gone off and there was a load of smoke and they couldn't even see the corner ahead of them. Absolutely phenomenal, guys. Really unlucky by Vettel because he deserved to finish in 6th place. But what a drive from Vettel. Why is this guy retiring? Vettel, why are you retiring? No. I refuse to believe it. We need to set up a petition and get Vettel back in that car for next year, guys. What a drive. Well, Red Bull have won the Constructors' Championship, guys. It was never in doubt. It was going to happen at some point. Verstappen holds off Lewis Hamilton or overtakes Lewis Hamilton. Just seems that his hard tyres ran out there. The Red Bull, quite clearly, the quicker car. Today, you've seen why Max has won the World Championship. Not because he's such a great driver, but because of the whole package in general. Red Bull have really put a good car together. Much quicker than that Mercedes, as you can see. And the Ferrari just completely handled them with ease when it came to it. And yes, Verstappen picks up another win. Much closer again to eventually breaking that all-time record, guys, of, is it 13 wins in a season? If he gets 14, I think he needs 2 more now. Is it 2 more he needs out of the last 3? I think that's what he needs, and he'll have that record. Hamilton, P2, nearly, guys, nearly. I think that's as close we're going to see Hamilton or Mercedes have a get to a win for the rest of the season. The other tracks don't really suit their car, but a good performance from them nonetheless. Leclerc, brilliant, up from P12 into P3. Perez, P4, really good, really, considering he had a front wing end plate damage. Russell, P5 with fastest lap. Norris, a great result from him in P6, getting ahead of Alonso. Just keeping them in that fight in the Constructors. Vettel, Alonso in P7, a good result. How Alonso is still managed to finish this race after literally that incident with Stroll, I still don't know. If anyone is able to explain that to me, I have no idea. Absolutely no idea. And then Vettel, well, need we say any more about Vettel? Should have finished a lot higher. Should have finished in P6, but P8 will take that after that horror show of a pit stop. Magnussen, 38 laps, guys, on mediums. I did not think that was possible. That is a great result for Haas at their home Grand Prix and for Magnussen in P9. That's the type of result he could have had many more times over this season if he was a little bit more cautious on the first couple of laps. Tsunoda, credit where it's due, finishing in P10, picks up a point. Ocon nearly picks up the point from starting from the pit lane. So not terrible from the Alpine there. Albon, such a shame not being able to stay in the points, but 38 lap old hards. Zhou, Gasly, Mick Schumacher, Danny Rick, man. Just a weekend to forget entirely for him. Completely off the pace, no confidence whatsoever. And then Latifi bringing up the rear of the finishers, guys. And Stroll, Bottas and Sainz retires. And that is your US Grand Prix, guys. Absolutely brilliant. That was a much better Grand Prix than I was expecting it to be. Especially after the first corner when Sainz was taken out. I really thought, this is just going to be Verstappen walking away with this. And then we had the unexpected safety cars. Lewis jumping Max in the pit stops due to a poor, unusual poor pit stop from Red Bull. And yeah, it actually made things interesting. And then Vettel at the end, man. Absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I loved it. I hope you guys did too. But who's your driver of the day? I think I know who your driver of the day is going to be, but I'm going to put a poll up anyway. I think I know who driver of the day is going to be. This is I'm putting a poll up for driver of the day, and you can let me know who you think. Oh, hang on. But yeah, shame for Hamilton. He was close, but those medium tyres really didn't fall off as I think they was expecting. But who's your driver of the day, guys, out of those four? Who's your driver of the day? It's I don't think there's any other man. I don't think there's any other man than Seb Vettel who deserves driver of the day, guys, because he was P6 for so long. He did a stellar job on those medium tyres in the middle stint. And then where was he? P13, 14 he came out in. After that, he dropped so far down, lost over 10 positions, and then jumps back up to gains like 6 positions on the way back to a P8. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Vettel is boring. Absolute blasphemy, Kaz. Absolute blasphemy. It was a brilliant drive from Vettel, and look, Verstappen had a great drive as well. Hamilton as well, you could also argue, could be driver of the day. You could say Norris, or you could say Magnussen because of finish. I think Magnussen deserves a very honourable mention. That last stint of 38 laps on medium tyres is just unbelievable. They must have been sliding around so much. And to nearly hold off Seb there at the end, I think you could argue that he's a close second of a driver of the day. So, driver of the day, Hamilton. Yeah, there's a few options there, but I think Vettel deserves it again. Kaz, it's fine. You haven't triggered me. It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, so Verstappen wins once again. Hamilton, near close, but no cigar. I think maybe Interlagos might be their next. No, actually, I don't think Interlagos is going to suit them at all because it's more of a power-driven circuit. There'll be a sitting duck down that back straight, down into turn 3 or 4 as well. Mexico, they're going to be a sitting duck because it's all about the straight line speed. And then you've got Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi mainly, but then it's also a power-driven circuit because you've got such long straights. So this today was Lewis Hamilton's realistic last chance, on performance anyway, is his last chance for a realistic win this season. They need severe amount of luck to happen in the last 3 races for Mercedes to win this season. So it's all about next year. But at least he put up a fight and he was leading this race and looked like he might hold on to it for a period of time. But funnily enough, his hard tyres, were the ones that started to fall off quicker than Max's on the mediums, which just shows how much of a better car, all-round performing car, that the Red Bull is than the Mercedes. So, considering the car, I think Hamilton did amazing. Yeah, I think he really did. And he's had a couple of races this year. And George as well. The car that they've had this year, they've both done really well. And I think Leclerc as well. I'm a bit surprised Leclerc started to fall off when he did. Kind of fell back into the standard Ferrari story that they've had this year with their tyres, where they've been worse on their tyres than the Red Bull has. He started to fall off on his mediums a lot quicker than Max did. But I thought he'd fight a little bit harder this race once he got onto the back, once he got past Perez. So they really need that Brazil 2021 engine, yeah. But there's still a very close fight between McLaren and Alpine at the moment. I don't know exactly what the gap is, but Norris has just beaten Alonso there with some points, so he's tightened the gap up a little bit when it did look like they was just going to get a real haul of points today. So there's still that to the end of the season to keep an eye out on. And Hamilton has gained some points on Leclerc and Perez in regards to P2. But I don't think Hamilton's going to get P2, but Leclerc has jumped ahead of Perez now, I think, with that win, with that P3 to get second in the championship, I think, maybe. But Ricciardo is disappointing. Yeah, he needs to just get out of that car, really. He is such a good personality, someone who's going to be missed on the grid, but it's a shame that this is definitely a race to forget for him. Definitely a race to forget. He struggled in all the practice sessions, struggled in qualifying. So yeah, it was a real shame. Hamilton seems quite buoyant though. Hamilton seems buoyant. Brit needs a break and come back in full force. Yes. But the problem is that once you step out of F1, it's difficult to get back into it. If someone in F2 has a good year next year, or a couple of like the guys who are in F2 at the moment, like break through, then teams are more than likely going to go for them than they are Ricciardo. It depends. So 7,004 subscribers. Oh, are we? Oh, brilliant. Thank you, guys. Thank you to everyone who has subbed throughout this stream. Even if it hasn't shown up as an alert, YouTube works that way sometimes. If you don't have your subscribers on private, it won't show up as an alert. So much appreciated. I really thank you, guys. And you can also join as a member as well. You get a nice sub badge, emojis in the comments now, and chat and comments on YouTube. Just £2, cheaper than a coffee. Help support the stream, help support these watch-alongs. And yeah, we move on next week to Mexico as well. It's only a week until Mexico. So we'll be doing this all again in less than a week's time. So yeah, really looking forward to it. This season for Danny Rick is maybe the most embarrassing season I can remember from a driver, honestly. Jorgen, are you forgetting this man down here? Are you forgetting this goat at the bottom of your screen? He's had a worse season than Danny. He's had a much worse season. But right, let's have a quick look at Twitter and see what people are saying. Twitter time. So, what a race. Great effort from Lewis, showing there is still fighting the old dog. Yeah, it still hurts though. Going to need to lie down after all that. Wow, what a fantastic race. Assuming some folk out there are defending Stroll. Well, the Stroll incident, as we said earlier on, he moved late, but it was unfortunate timing. He moved at the same time Alonso moved. He should have checked his mirrors probably earlier and seen that there was a considerable overdrive from Alonso. So there's part blame on Stroll. You should check your mirrors. He has form for not checking his mirrors and getting in these sort of incidents. I think that was this situation, but it was just the timing. Like if he'd moved a bit earlier, like just a fraction of a second earlier, then Alonso would have moved to the right because Alonso wouldn't have moved at the same time. So when you look at it, it wasn't reactionary to Alonso moving to the left. They moved at the same time. I'm pretty sure that was the case. I need to see it back, but I'm pretty sure that was the case. Drogovic needs a seat ASAP. Well, Drogovic is he's very well positioned. He's in Aston Martin's reserve driver. Now, there's no obviously seats available in F1 at the moment, but let's be honest, you've got a 42-year-old Fernando Alonso, a 41-year-old Fernando Alonso going into that seat. He's known for riling people up. Give it a year and Drogovic will be in that seat, most probably. Or 2 years, he'll be in that seat. So he won't have to wait very long. That's for sure. Big Shack time, yeah. Just seeing the drivers are in the room now. Just seeing if they have anything interesting to say. Probably not. Well, they're just looking at Alonso's crash with his wheelie. Now they're watching, Max and Lewis are watching their overtake. Lewis is like, you came from so far back. Yeah, he made up like nearly a whole second on that back straight. That's how quick the Red Bull was. It was making 2 temps up alone in clean air in front of Hamilton. And when he had the DRS, it just shows how quick that Red Bull is. Or has been all year. Latifi is another league. Latifi is in a Williams, though. Yeah, but you say that, Jorgen. He's in a Williams, but has potential to score points. Albon has shown that this year. De Vries has shown that. And he continues to finish at the bottom of the timing sheets. So, Gasly did well to avoid that. Yeah, Gasly did really well. George took him out. Lewis mincing words. Not mincing words. Yeah, I mean, I still think when you see it from one angle, it looks like George has taken him out. But then when you see it from other angles, Carlos definitely has to back out from behind. I'm trying to show it on camera here as best as I can. He had to try and back out from Max because he got a better drive. And then he just goes left. And that's what catches George out. And that's where they make contact. So, and plus the nature of the corner itself, it's not quite a hairpin where you go fully back on yourself. It's one of those. Carlos should have just backed out and stayed straight rather than go round Max. And that's why they collided. I thought it was a harsh 5-second penalty, personally. So, exactly, Slet. Yeah, he only made up like 2 temps down the back straight with all those activated. Will Buxton, idiotic from Stroll, utterly stupid. I need to see it back before I make another comment. Perez has the same end plate damage that Magnussen was twice forced to pit and repair for. Let's see whether they follow that precedent. That is interesting, actually, because they didn't do that. And they didn't make Leclerc do it in Silverstone either, did they? I think it's because it blew off. That's why it wasn't hanging on. So, toughed out the office for Alfa Romeo. Closest we've had yet. 3 more to go. Come on, that win is coming. Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. Let's have a look. See if anything else has been reloaded. Anyone's got any other comments? Why is Gasly not also allowed a reprimand for the 10 car length thing like Perez was? Got 8 points. There's also a point there. So Gasly got a 5-second penalty for being 10 car lengths back from the car in front in the safety car. And he got a 5-second time penalty. Whereas Perez got a reprimand for that in Singapore. Now, that's no consistency, guys. Once again, no consistency from the FIA. There should be just ultimately... I feel like, I don't know about you guys, but do you not feel like there's a lot of grey areas when it comes to F1 and the marshalling of the rules and the regulations? I feel like F1 needs to be I understand there's different circumstances. Don't you feel... I feel like it just needs to be a little bit more black and white sometimes. there needs to be no. I don't think every rule needs to be up for interpretation. Some rules should just be black and white, and I think there's too many rules that are up for interpretation in those grey areas. So, yeah. Cracking race with Bottas saved that from a bore fest. Yeah, true. If it wasn't for Bottas, guys, we would have had a very boring race, I think. Latifi calls in trouble. +1 for driver of the day in his own class. It's always a positive when he stays out of the headlines, isn't it, really? But, yeah, so I just ended the poll, guys. You'll be surprised to find out that Vettel was your driver of the day. Funny, that. Yeah, no, a brilliant drive. A great drive from Hamilton. A great drive from Magnussen. Norris did really well as well. Kind of an understated drive from Norris. First half of the race, bit poor. Second half of the race, much better. And then Magnussen as well. 38 laps on those tyres. That last stint, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Who George, he was too busy trying to break out Lewis and didn't spot signs until it was too late. Alonso hit a car at high speed, was on his rear wheels for 50 yards before smashing into a wall, which is why his mirror is a bit wobbly. I still can't believe Alonso was able to survive that. Like, his car anyway, and him not retire. So, I know, weirdly, with 98% of the vote, eh? Anything else? What a recovery driver, Max Verstappen, incredible. But Fernando Alonso, take a bow. Simply incredible stuff from the space to bring that car back from that situation. Yeah, you could also say Alonso was a candidate for driver of the day as well after what happened. Leclerc coming from P12. But I feel like Leclerc, because he had a much faster car anyway, it isn't as big of a deal. But still great for him to finish on the podium starting P12. Because Max has done it. And he's been given driver of the day before and given a lot of admiration for it. I think Charles deserves a bit of the same. Vettel was better than Vettel, to be honest, but Vettel also did something wonderful. Vettel dragged the shitbox to points, but Vettel also did that, so I'm unsure if the Vettel won the pole. Good point. Depends on which Vettel we was voting for, didn't it? I didn't specify. Did you think that it should have been a red flag after that crash? No, Jack, and I'm so glad it wasn't. So, what would have happened, as we know, with red flags, it neutralises the race and would have meant that everyone could just change tyres. So we would have seen everyone change probably onto the same tyre, and it just would have been boring. We wouldn't have had the extra pit stops that we saw at the end and the changing of positions. The fact that everyone was on different worn tyres or level of worn tyres and on different strategies still meant that we had an interesting race at the end there. If that was the case, we would not have had that Vettel Magnussen last lap. We would not have had Norris chasing down Alonso there. We would not have had the 5-car bunch that we saw with Albon, Zhou, Ocon, Yuki and Gasly at the end there. It's because they was all on different tyres that we saw that. If we had the red flag, it would have neutralised the race and it would have been a much more boring finish than it was in the end. So, the reason why it wasn't a red flag was because Stroll's car was the only car that needed to be removed. Alonso got going again. And yes, there was a lot of debris, but they could clear that. It's a big enough track for them to sweep away in a quick enough time. And Alonso went into the wall sideways, like he skidded across it, rather than like a direct impact to completely damage the barrier. If he had a more head-on impact, I reckon we would have seen a red flag because they would have gone, we need to repair the barrier like they always do, which would have been a real shame. So, yeah, very lucky for us race fans, but that wasn't the case. So, fortunately, F1 can't be fully black and white because even the fans like the greys. Yeah, I understand not fully. I get that, but I feel like a lot more rules and penalties need to be black and white. Like you can't say to Sergio, "Oh, let's come in and we'll hear if you we'll hear why you was further than 10 car lengths back from the safety car," and then not do that for Gasly. It's one or the other. Like you can't do it different one race and then the same the next. Like it's just wrong. It should, like, that rule in honest opinion for me is black and white. You're either 10 car lengths back or you're not. That's a measurement. There's no reason why you should be 10 car lengths back from more than 10 car lengths back from the safety car. Now they may say, oh, it's because I was trying to warm up tires or whatever, but visually you can still see that gap. And two, well, tough shit. You have to try and warm up your tires within that 10 car length distance. So yeah, Yuki had a good race. Yes, credit where it's due, Jason. Yuki had a good race. I'm a big critic of Yuki. I haven't denied that. But I also give credit where it's due. And Yuki had a good race to finish in P10 and finish above his teammate Gasly. So yeah, a good and much better result for Yuki after a couple of poor performances recently. I think Brundle had a point. If a car in front of you suddenly accelerates, you'll struggle to stay within 10 car lengths, 50 meters. Well, yes, I get that. Yeah, there is that element to it. Yeah, you made me think now, Jorgen. You made me think now. Yeah. Interesting. But then again, you should also always be... There should be... Well, in that case... Oh, hang on, here we go. Here's my counter argument to that. Well, what there should be then, you've got the timing screens, and if a car accelerates quite aggressively in front of you, and it should then only take you a few seconds to react to that. So to counter that argument, they should have a leeway of reaction time in regards to if there is a 10 seconds car length difference, then the reason for that is because the car in front accelerated too much, and if they reacted within, say, 2 to 3 seconds, then they're back within that car length distance, then okay, that's not catching them out. If it's like, oh, okay, we stayed consistently behind that for like 5 seconds, 6 seconds or whatever, then however many seconds it is that they deem acceptable, then yeah. That's my counter argument. What was the penalty on Ferrari's fuel flow cap brake in 2014? So I read about this. I read the details about this the other day. They found a way to basically bypass the sensors of the fuel in the car. The sort of fuel flow. They basically was able to. There was one sensor in the car that was dictating how much fuel was going through the car. I could be completely wrong here, but from memory, they basically were holding the fuel somewhere else. They found a way to basically trick the sensor in regards to how much fuel was flowing through it. So they was able to put more fuel into their engine, flowing through their engine, which would give them more power, because more fuel means more power. And that's why they had so much speed. So to counteract that now, the FIA found out about it, and they've got a second sensor. That's it. The sensor would track how much fuel was going through the car at certain intervals, and the teams knew at what interval that would be flowing through. Now, to counteract that, the FIA have added a second sensor further downstream, and no one knows at what interval it checks the fuel flow. So in effect, you could still bypass the first sensor and trick it, but you wouldn't be able to trick the second one. So, and then that's why they were told to stop it, and then all of a sudden they dropped further back down the grids in regards to pace and time, because they weren't getting that additional power that they was getting before, which still was only just making them quick, only just a bit quicker than Mercedes. And then once they lost that advantage, they dropped quite considerably behind Mercedes. So, Hotel Trivago. Then drivers would try to catch each other out, trigger the penalty by accelerating. Well, yeah, yes and no, but then they'd also get penalised for dangerous driving, wouldn't they? Then there's the element, the counteractive to that is that they'd say, well, we've got your telemetry. We can see if you're trying to get other drivers penalty, and it's dangerous, and we will not be mincing our penalties if you try to do that. So, right, let's reload Twitter one more time, and then I will be calling it a night, guys. A big thank you to everyone. Just to clarify, that team wearing cowboy hats, laughing and celebrating, are too sad to have a meeting about their cost cap infringements. Ooh, harsh words from Brad. This is Alonso's best ever dry flight. Lawrence Stroll about to ground Lance. Doesn't seem like there's any really more information coming out, guys. So, were they accelerated to warm the tyres? Yeah, I don't know. I understand. That's what I mean. I'm just using that as an example, but it seems like there's too many grey areas when it comes to the rules and regulations in F1. The cost cap being one of them. It seems like there's too many grey areas, and they need to be more definitive and more specific in what those penalties are. And that goes for penalties out on track as well. Which is why I think they still changed the marshals, not the marshals, the stewards. They still change the stewarding team, don't they? Throughout each race. Why is there not an independent stewarding team that is consistent across the season? Why is it not their job to do that? To know the rules inside and out and to implement them across the season. At least, like, you'll have consistency in, well, you should theoretically have consistency in penalties being dished out. And people will know, okay, whether that is going to be penalised or not. At the moment, we have different people's opinions being... different people's opinions on the regulations being enforced from race to race still. So, yeah, that's basically it. So, where is Nightbot when we need him, or is he still grounded for going rogue that time? Yeah, Nightbot got deactivated, man. Nightbot's never coming back again. That's why I've got you mods. So I've got mods, they do the job for us. But yeah, guys, I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who tuned in. I think we was just short of 1,000 viewers there. Maybe we did get to 1,000 viewers again. But regardless, a crazy amount of people are tuned into this watch along. Big thank you to you all. We're still getting some good races. 3 remaining for the rest of the season. Yes, as I said at the start, if Max wins this, then fair enough. But I want it to be a fight and a challenge, and that's exactly what we got today. Hamilton was so close. Leclerc fought his way back from P12, and Vettel, man, I am throwing that all over my socials. That last lap of Vettel, those last few corners, because that was just crazy. So yeah, French, thank you for the support. Thank you to everyone who has subbed. We have got over 7,000 subscribers now. I'll give you a quick live update of where we are in regards to our subscribers. We are currently at... Oh, it's gone. It's gone to the page, but I didn't want it to go to. 2 seconds, guys. We've got to 7,051 subscribers. Unbelievable. That's over 100 subscribers in this one stream. So a big thank you, guys. Love you lots. And we will see you next Friday. Friday, we are at the Mexican Grand Prix. So, yeah, Sergio Perez's home Grand Prix. Fully expect Red Bull to be strongest there again with their top-end speed advantage. It really came to the forefront today and helped Max get back into P1, overtaking Leclerc and Hamilton. And, yeah, we'll see if Max can continue that run of form and beat the record of most wins in a season. I think he needs 2 more. 2 out of the last 3 races. Wouldn't surprise me if he wins all 3. So yeah, guys, have a good rest of your week, and we'll see you next weekend. Bye.